Yeah, don't talk about that.
Don't talk about the Vi-Wings.
Do something else, dude. That was retarded.
Yeah. So, welcome to Brackish Bandits, episode 6.
God damn.
I know. Imagine, dude. Imagine when we're in here saying episode 100.
With still 14 fucking subscribers.
Do we have 14?
I think we do.
Not bad.
Not terrible.
Not bad.
Not terrible.
I've been running my other YouTube channel that I just post like gaming clips to, I don't know, 4 times a year.
Red Bear
maybe.
Actual.
Yeah, for like 4 years, and I've got 29 subscribers.
There you go.
What are you going to do? Success is fucking, it just sticks to me.
It's a grind, dude. It's a grind.
It's a grind.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
You gotta get out there every day and work your ass off. Like Goggins, you know what I mean? Don't be a bitch and work your ass off.
Who's going to carry the boats?
Oh, that is good.
He kind of died off.
Goggins?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a fad.
He was just a super meme for a while.
Yeah, I feel like people were into that for a little bit, and then it's like how many times a week can you watch a guy telling you that you're fucking
A piece of shit.
a fat bitch and like you're lazy fucking asshole and you're getting comfortable, big dog. You know, it's like the motivation every once in a while is needed for sure, but every day you're gonna wake up to that guy.
Like I told you,
It's not happening.
Motivation is a tool within yourself.
I really like that. Did you read that on the back of a Snapple cap or?
I
God,
saw it on a YouTube short.
On a YouTube short. Actually.
Actually.
Gary V told me that.
Gary V said it.
Fucking Gary V. Talk about queers.
Dude, thank God he fucking just disappeared.
Fell off. Yeah.
Go to a garage sale to someone who's struggling financially and just completely gyp him on everything possible. No one's having a garage sale because they're doing really good, dude. You know? Like, why beat a guy when he's down?
Yeah. I feel like garage sales suck now, dude.
Yeah, well, no one's got good shit.
No one's got good shit anymore. It's all cheap bullshit that they bought off of Amazon that's like falling apart.
I want to find
you know what
one.
I mean? Like, you used to be able to find like good shit, like good furniture.
That's the thing. But there's no such thing as good furniture. Dude, good furniture costs thousands nowadays, dude. Thousands.
Who's out there making the good furniture?
Amish.
The Amish,
Actually, yeah.
They have a lock on like top tier furniture.
Really, yeah.
Like Balenciaga grade furniture.
I don't know about Balenciaga, but they make some really, really good shit. Their wood skills are something else, dude.
Do you know Balenciaga literally means like worship of Baal or like worshipers of Baal?
What is Baal?
Baal is like an old, like, I don't know, god that people used to worship and sacrifice children to. In like Babylon and Samaria. And
now they just do.
Now they just
CP.
make really overpriced. What's CP? Oh,
yeah.
I got you.
Remember they got.
There's a lot of CPs that we throw around.
Kids in leather and lace, and that'll go real well.
Yeah, that was them, right? And everybody was like, "Yo, what is this? Read the room, dude." Yeah.
Well, they got to be European.
Oh yeah, they're Italian, I believe.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We're one fucking year away from fucking child predators just being all over the place. They're going to be a part of that fucking, what is it? LGBTQ. They're going to be the Q part of the, they're queer, you know?
You think
they're
queer?
weird.
You know what's funny? And I don't want this to stop this, but the last 3 podcasts we've started out with talking about like...
It's a major, but like, okay.
What did we call them? Pedialytes.
Pedialytes, yeah. Dude.
No, but it is. It's a major concern.
And it's coming back. It's coming back. Like, I feel like it was big in the 80s, but now it's like, it's coming back like crazy.
Explain what you mean by coming back. Like, are you saying specifically CP or just
no
predators in general
predators
being
in
like
general.
more lenient?
Predators in general.
Okay.
I feel like the chat room thing was kind of like a 90s deal where like they were getting, but like in the 80s, you heard a lot of stories of like, you know, hey, little kid, I got candy in the van. Like, I feel like that is true. Originated.
Yeah, the stranger danger shit.
Yeah.
Like,
really, I feel like it was really prevalent in the 80s, and now it's coming back full force, but it's so easy to get into contact with minors nowadays because the fucking
The interwebs.
The internet. Fuck, I'm sorry, man. I ate some chocolate before I came here.
Some chocolate.
Not weed chocolate, just regular chocolate.
Oh.
And I got some fucking wicked bad heartburn.
It's hilarious that you specified that. I would have never assumed you meant weed chocolate.
Well, I told you about my trip the other night, so just making sure.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
was terrible.
Yeah, man. You got to watch out, dude. If you don't have a tolerance built up, you get the scaries. Like, you get the anxious, like, oh, no.
Yeah.
You know,
It was
it's not fun. And there's people out there that do it specifically for that feeling.
Dude, fucking.
Like, they just want to be scared.
Joey Diaz eats those Death Stars. It's like 200 migs.
He eats like
no
10
big
of them.
deal.
Yeah, like 2,000 milligrams. He'll be like, I just had a panic attack 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
And it's all
love
good
it.
now.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Fuck that, dude.
He's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Joey D.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that for like a special episode. Like if we get a nice following, we'll do like a Patreon episode or something like that. And we'll do like a hero's journey. Me and you will take like an eighth of mushrooms.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And just really let the true fans know.
Just let it loose.
Just how we feel. Although I will say all my experiences on mushrooms were definitely before I was politically charged up, before I knew anything really about politics. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have had much to say about it then. And I will say always great vibes. Like, you know, mushrooms are a great fucking time.
Maybe.
Acid's not a great time.
Maybe I'd try it.
Acid can be an okay time.
I don't think I'd want to record it just in case I get naked.
You freaked out? Yeah, well, again, it'd be a
nudist.
Patreon exclusive.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
Patreon exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so it'll only be for like true.
I kind of blanked out. This monster hasn't hit me yet, so I didn't really hear you say that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I said if we get like a bigger following to where there's actually maybe one or two people out there willing to pay
$5
$1 a month for Patreon or something. That'd be cool, though.
I am a nudist at heart, though, so I'm just worried that I might revert to that, you know?
Was that something that you did when you were younger? Like when you first started getting drunk and shit?
Not really.
You were the let's go streaking guy?
I think it kind of happened when I was at UVA because, like, it was a big thing to streak the lawn. I streaked the fucking lawn, like, I mean,
that's
know.
College, though, you know?
I guess.
All you kids are experimenting with your
Everyone's
sexuality.
kind of a pussy. And, like, usually you're doing it with girls, and everyone's like, oh, I don't know, man. It's kind of cold out. I was like, fuck it, dude.
Well.
Button in a fur coat. Let's go, dude.
Nah, definitely. In that setting, I mean, you're never going to impress anybody. Hopefully it's dark enough. There's not a lot of bright lights around. You know? You can hide in the shadows, if you will.
It's
kind
of a trek. You'd have to run all the way down a fucking hill. It was probably...
So you're getting like a decent workout in.
Down and back was probably a quarter mile. So, like, yeah, it was a lot.
And you're doing that drunk?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Hammered.
Fucking throw up.
Butt naked. 300 pounds, dude. Just hauling ass.
It's a lot of man.
A lot of moving parts.
I would have liked to have been there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, last episode with CP went well. See, that's why we got to specify. You know what I mean? Because if they didn't watch the last episode, they're going to go, what the fuck?
Christopher. Yeah.
Christopher. I called him Christopher.
Yeah, Christopher.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, man. I like him.
Good guy. We're definitely going to have him back on. Definitely going to have guests as they come. I mean, you know, nothing. We ain't really planning shit out at this point.
Not at all.
I will say this, though. Next episode, I think for sure we're going to do like a gun-focused episode. At least half of it.
Absolutely.
And like you're going to bring some of your, like a nice little show and tell, if you will, you know? Like, here's how we have our shit set up and why.
Some things.
Yeah.
Make some jokes. Have a good time.
Yeah. It'll be nice. Yeah.
I'll bring my suppressors for sure.
For sure. I want to hear him actually shoot something in the garage.
We could.
Let's see if my neighbors call the cops.
Dead ass, we could. It would sound like a fucking hammer. It'd sound like a hammer on concrete. Just really fucking hard.
The only problem we'd have is what can we shoot? Like you know those like boxes that they make to like test rifles in that have like a bunch of that like real thick rubber? I don't know. Could we? Like how much they are? I just you know. I mean, but then again, you don't really get a good like sound translation, not without like actual speakers, because you know how the phone is like when you record somebody shooting it, like
my plate carrier
mutes it out,
and you just got to really trust me.
With 5.56, I don't trust you with 5.56. I don't. No fucking way. I don't trust your plates.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I got 3 pluses, dude. They'll take up to 308.
Look, man, I'm sure that's what the guy at the fucking, Army Navy shop told you, dude.
Stop.
All right.
These are legit. This is the fucking AR 500 plates. This isn't bullshit.
You're sure?
I'm positive.
All right, well, then you put the vest on.
I'll put the vest on.
I'll
put
really?
the vest on.
Nah, dude. Maybe we'll try it with 22.
That was just a joke. That's a terrible fucking idea.
I'm dead serious about it. You think that's a bad idea to let me shoot you dead center with 22?
Yeah.
What's worst case scenario?
It ricochets and fucking hits somebody.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Dude,
you'll drive me to the hospital, right?
This is how.
And we'll keep it live. We'll keep recording. We'll record the whole ride.
Really,
fucking dying, man.
This is how really bad shit happens. We're not doing that, dude. That's where I draw the line. Dead ass, I would shoot it in here though. Like I don't think that would be that bad. I really don't.
Well, tune in and find out just how crazy it gets.
We're not gonna do that. That's probably not a good idea either.
Oh man.
It's California fires.
Dude, I was actually just thinking the same thing. What the fuck's going on over there, dude?
You know what, man? You can only have so much fucking debauchery before God just smites you down.
I'm telling you.
Can't be having these queers walking around the street.
Well, I've been seeing the memes too that they're like, because they had the Golden Globes the night before.
They made a joke about God.
And they made a joke about God that's like, in this godless city, nobody's going to thank God for their Golden Globe or whatever. I don't know. Some comedian, that girl that did the Tom Brady roast. But, yeah, and then like the next day is when the fires started, which is...
It's wild, too.
Obviously has nothing to do with that, I don't think. But...
Joe Rogan literally called it like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Like literally said it, like there's going to be a fire that they will not be able to stop.
Yeah.
And
he said it was one of the reasons he left.
Yeah. Well, supposedly, I guess whoever he was talking to literally said that the only reason those like stop is because the wind stops. If you have a bad enough like gust, I guess like what do you call that? Like a windstorm?
Yeah.
Like they're having?
Yeah.
You're
I don't even know what that shit's from. I think it's just because there's like so many like open deserts and stuff around that area. Yeah, that when they get, because we had kind of, I guess, a windstorm.
Well, every coastal
with this winter thing.
Every
so maybe
coastal state has a lot of wind too. Yeah. You know.
But I guess it's like a yearly thing. They have like a or whatever bi-yearly. I don't know, but they call it the Santa Ana winds.
True.
And like when it started, they were having like 100-mile-an-hour gusts. Like. Isn't that, we consider that major hurricane, don't we?
Pretty much.
100 and up.
I think it's like 90,
Yeah.
80 or 90 up.
Is considered major hurricane.
Tropical storms are like 70 something.
I mean, 100 mile an hour winds, even gusts are that's going to fuck some shit up. It's going to knock some trees over, fucking, you know.
Big time.
Especially in a place like California where it's not like, I mean, they don't have like hurricane rated,
Nothing.
you know, like shit. At least I don't think so. Why would they? Does California get hurricanes? They did though last year, right?
I don't think so.
Bro, I'm pretty sure they did.
I think if it's on that side of the hemisphere, isn't it technically a whatchamacallit, cyclone?
Typhoon.
Typhoon, is that what it is?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I have no idea.
I think hurricanes...
Isn't the Earth a globe?
Yes.
So is there sides? Isn't it all just like continuous?
Technically, yes and no. Well, it's strange because if you go far enough west, you're in the east. You know, that's kind of
right. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, how far? Because like, what is the dividing line? Like right in the middle of the Pacific,
dude. This
because isn't the like China and Asia like isn't that considered the east?
It is. That's what. But you know, those fuckers, you know, over in Japan, they're probably taught that they're the west. You know,
are they?
We're the west.
Well, because they always say the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. But how is that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get into flat Earth just yet. You know, we're talking about fires, but it is odd. It is odd that we call things that.
I guess.
Because there's the northern and the southern hemispheres.
You're getting away from the fires.
I'm getting away from the fires, but I also want to understand.
I want to show.
I want to understand where these things come from.
I don't trust science.
I don't trust science at all. Like at all. It's bad. It's bad. But I mean, again. Look at these, you know, you look at these fires, though, and it is so outrageous. Like I was saying to my wife, like, how fucking crazy is it that the Hollywood sign might actually burn down?
By the way, those pictures were AI generated. I don't know if you saw those.
Well, they
but
had
it hasn't caught on fire yet.
No, and they like the ones that it was
also
camera
think
angle
they're
where you
metal.
could see the flame. Regardless, it's crazy to me to think that it
Hollywood
could get
Hills could just
that.
burn.
Yeah,
burn
I mean,
down.
literally, people's fucking big mansions and shit could like burn
They're getting
up
smoked.
in the Hollywood Hills. In the fucking
Dude, the firefighters have supposedly ran out of water in certain areas.
Yeah,
Their hydrants
well,
are bone dry.
Well, that started in that Pacific Palisades, if I'm saying that correctly.
Pacific Palisades.
Yeah,
that's in that area.
So that would be. I mean, again, we're going off globe theory here, right? That would be north of LA.
Oh, okay.
But like a very wealthy, well-to-do like suburb, I guess, of LA, which is right near Pasadena. You have to
Can you
excuse
just
me,
quit being sick
bro.
for like a minute?
I'm trying to think. When
outlandish.
was the last time we did it? Like right after Christmas, right? With Chris?
Yeah, you were sick as a dog.
Literally right after that, I got sick again.
I thought you were sick when we even did that. Or no, it was
I was
right when you got better.
Yeah, I was like, I still wasn't even
Healthy for 2
100%. I
days.
was still like coughing.
Yeah.
I was still like coughing from the pneumonia shit, but I was like better, so to speak. Then I got fucking sick again.
You know what, dude?
That's fucking crazy. Whatever's going around, I'm gonna say I don't trust that shit either. That's weird to me.
This is California's just desserts for the shit that they were talking about fucking Florida.
What? That's a thing?
Oh, yeah.
They were talking shit on Florida?
The next time you guys get hit by a Category 5, I'm not going to feel sorry for you because
Why?
you voted for Trump.
Really?
Fuck you.
Okay, but you're talking like one or two people, right? This
No.
wasn't a general consensus.
No, dude. This is a general consensus by my opinion, I guess. I would
Good
say.
enough for me, dude.
Too many people said that shit on Twitter. Fuck you.
Grant,
Fuck you.
I'll have you know that there's actually a lot of your opinions that I take as full truth.
Oh, which, by the way,
So
Mel Gibson, I was way off on that one. But he did have a fucking interview where he shit-talked Trump. But I think it
Maybe.
was from like 2016. But
yeah,
now he's come back to good graces.
well,
He is still a piece of shit.
I've seen bits and pieces of the Rogan thing that he did recently.
But he did say that Kamala Harris was as dumb as a fence post.
Yeah.
That is a direct.
I don't know. Again, the whole Trump thing's hard to gauge people on because
There's a lot of Republican
in
people that don't like him.
2016 especially, yeah, there was a lot of people that just thought like, nah, he's just a gimmicky guy. Like he's not going to get anything done. He's just trolling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think this past election cycle and like seeing what was done, if that didn't change people's mind, it's never going to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I was surprised when you said that about Mel Gibson being a lib, like a full lib. I don't know. Maybe he didn't particularly like Trump, but I know there's no way.
I think a lot of those guys
He called the fucking Pope an apostate on
He
the
did. I saw
on
that
the
on Joe
most
Rogan.
popular.
Yeah.
And he's like Catholic. He's like lifelong Catholic.
Yeah, he made fucking Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
Or
Well-
was a producer or whatever.
No, he paid for it.
I think he actually wrote that story
He may have.
about that Jesus guy.
Did he? He wrote it? Yeah. Oh, he's the creator of that story?
I think that's who it was.
But no, I mean, he funded it because he actually went to some of the bigger, studios, and
they said, "Nah,
they
touching that one."
right. They either said no, that's a little too much, or they're like, "We'll let us tweak it," and he's like, "No." He's like, "I get full control," and they're like, "No."
Well, yeah, but like,
And this was before the whole crazy
here's my
thing with his
is,
wife.
But why would
He still was in like Hollywood's good
Let's
graces.
be honest, who runs these fucking studios?
You want me to say that?
Yeah,
I thought
say
you
it.
said we weren't going to
No,
get that.
we can hit it real quick. Say it.
Jews.
So why would they want to edit it? What stake do they have? They have no stake in it. They don't even think that the guy was the real Messiah.
Well, but there's been plenty of Jesus movies that have come out that were produced by bigger
supposedly
studios.
that show, by the way, was pretty good. The Jesus show.
Again,
I kinda wanna
are you
watch
talking about The Chosen?
Whichever one was on the History Channel. My grandma fucking loved it. My parents
It might
did
be.
too.
They
said
put
was
it
good.
everywhere. So what's interesting about that one, The Chosen, if that's the one you're talking about, it's on a bunch of different streaming services now.
Mm-hmm.
I got in early.
Oh, you're so cool.
It was actually crowdfunding the entire thing.
Really?
Yeah, because no one would pick it up. It was the same situation.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah,
Why would no one want to pick that up?
Because it's hot. It's hot.
Why is it hot?
Because
Christianity, we're the majority.
yeah, for now. For now.
So they
We're
say-
not the loud majority, though.
No, we're not.
I'd say the most are like the fake, like superficial Christians.
We're getting loud though.
Yeah. But
Me
like
and you,
superficial
look at
Christians
us.
that'll say like, I want to thank God, you know, or like God is love and all religions lead to God, like those types of people, more spiritual than actual Christian, but they'll like acknowledge God, if that makes sense. I'd say that's the majority of people who would classify themselves as
The
Christian.
Bible's back up, I think, like 30 or 40% in sales in the last year.
That makes sense. Look at all the crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be a fucking total head in the sand dingbat to not think like something weird is going on.
Yeah.
I mean, you look back even at the 60s, how crazy that decade was. And it's like, we're topping them.
I really think, to go back to the CP that we were talking about, I really think it's starting.
Which one?
The bad ones.
There's two that I can think.
Children.
Okay, right. There's two bad CPs.
I really think that's what's like showing these people like, hey, this shit's bad. This shit is real bad.
What, the fact that that's kind of like on the rise?
It's spreading like the fires in fucking California right now, dude. I feel like it's everywhere. It's all you see is underage fucking people being, you know, sold into sex slavery and exploited. Yeah. It's just terrible. It's fucking horrible.
Well, I say a lot of that is the border, dude.
I really
With
hope.
the chaos of this open border, kids are just getting snatched up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And fucking shipped out.
Well, those kids don't exist
Did
in
you
the United
see?
States.
Yeah, they're ghosts.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a fuck about them in Mexico either.
No.
Yeah, I mean, come on. But yeah, there's just like these coyotes and like predator dudes.
Were you gonna say The Sound of Freedom?
Yeah, Sound of Freedom.
Fantastic.
I was gonna say, really great movie.
Fantastic.
Also, that movie was majority crowdfunded because they didn't want to touch that either.
Shocker.
It seems as though any movie that tells too much of the truth, they kind of are like, "Whoa, you're gonna upset people with this."
You want to have good morals?
Yeah.
The fuck's wrong with you?
I don't know if we can fund that.
I can't make money off
Where's
that.
yeah, exactly. Where's the money in that? Yeah, and that movie did fantastic. It was like #1 in the box office for like 2 or 3 weeks.
It was legitimately a good movie. The acting was pretty good. Like everything was good. The story was great.
Caviezel, the main actor, Caviezel.
Yeah, that was
that was Jesus from Passion of the Christ.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the actual guy though that did all this stuff, wasn't it?
No.
I thought it was.
Caviezel, so like his deal was he wanted to like get into the role of it, of like whatever the actual agent guy was, and so like he exposed himself to that world and like what like whatever agency that was like showed him some of like the films and
Okay,
stuff,
so
and he
someone
said
straight up lied to me then. Because I was told
you might be thinking of a different character. I'm talking Caviezel, who was like the agent guy, the guy who had to like sit there and watch the movies and shit, and
But
was like,
was he the main character?
kind of, yeah. And he went in the room with the dude that they caught and like started like sympathizing with him, like, look, I get it, man.
Yeah,
these kids are prime.
The guy who did the undercover.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
I'm talking about.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I was told by somebody that was the actual guy who did all these things, freed all these kids, and he like hardcore insisted that he actually be the one in the movie since he went through all that trauma.
I think he was in the movie, but I don't think he was the main actor. And but him and Caviezel worked very closely, and the guy like exposed him to some of his cases with like I don't know about videos, but like photos and like actual cases that he went through. And Caviezel talked about like having to go outside and like throw up, and like coming home and looking at his kids and just being like, holy fucking shit, like the fact that this is happening. It's like,
terrible. And
like trying to imagine that happening to your kids as like a parent. It's just like
literally the worst.
It drives you fucking insane.
It's literally the worst thing.
It's the worst thing. It literally is the worst thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
And I mean, like, I don't want, like, you know, to say that one's better than the other. Like, I would rather my kid die. Like, seriously, if I had a choice, gun to my head, kid dies right now or subjected into sex slavery, just do it. Kill both of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, end it. No fucking way. What quality of life is that? That's
it's terrible.
Torture. I mean, it's literally torture. Scared.
It's their whole child life. And then they'll probably end up dying. They'll probably end up getting murdered
themselves or getting
killed.
killed. Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah, there's no quality of life left after that. That's a life ruined before it ever got to start. Yep. And we talked about that too, just even with like, you know, the casual Sunday CP and Pedialytes. You know what I mean?
Casual Sunday.
Yeah, just like guys out on the corner, you know, who like diddle a kid once or something like that, and it's like that kid's fucked up like for the rest of his life. Like hopefully they're good and can get over it, but most of the time they're fucked up.
Yeah.
They have some kind of shit they carry with them for the rest of their life.
They usually end up passing that on.
Doing it, yeah.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah. There's no good way out of that.
No.
And these people need to be... I mean, really, what do you do with them? You kill them, right? And it's like, oof, you know? That's why laws need to be really like... For instance, not to get too much on this tangent, but like the whole thing with Dr. Disrespect. With whatever he was accused of, right? It's very clear that the girl was probably 17, almost 18, right? And again, I'm not like making excuses for him. Like what he did was totally chill. It's awesome. But I am saying there is a very clear difference between that, right? And to be I would consider a child molester.
I would even go as far as saying exchanging of I'm not saying that I'm fucking for this, but I would even say, like, if we're having this actual conversation of what constitutes the death penalty, I would draw the line.
That's what I mean.
Right at, exchanging fucking nude pictures, because like no act was actually done, but like had it transgressed past that, then yeah, absolutely kill the fucker.
But again, is there a line in the sand? Like, I mean to say, like, okay, I don't know. There's been situations, and you went to college, so you've seen plenty of it, where, a girl has a fake ID.
Mm.
You are a 20-something-year-old dude. This chick's like probably in high school, 16, 17. You know, the guy and the girl hook up. Girl comes up with an excuse, says she was raped or something like that.
We talked about
now, does that guy, now technically that is statutory rape.
There's an age variance in this.
All right, let's say the guy's 30. Let's say you go to your neighborhood, your local neighborhood bar, and the chick has an ID that says she's 21.
She'd be at fault. I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like she'd be at fault.
Right, but I'm saying the law is that since
statutory rape.
He did the physical act, he could be charged and found guilty of statutory rape, which would put him as a sex offender, sex with a minor.
He absolutely would be. Yeah, 100%.
Now, you know what I mean? And so I'm saying, like, with the law is black and white. The law is what it is. It seems like there's more situations where they don't take into account specific situations and just, well, this is the law and you broke it.
I don't think that's right either. And they're going to say, people are going to be like, oh, you're victim blaming. If you went out of your way to appear as someone who is of age.
Yeah. If you lied about your age and had sexual like relations with a person who was older than you and you lied about your age to that person.
1,000% you're at fault.
You're not the victim.
1,000%.
You made a victim. You just made a victim. Well, like that needs to be clear.
But that's
you
also,
made that dude a victim. That dude could have his life ruined now.
So if a younger person goes and murders someone, they can still be held, fully accountable for their actions.
As an adult, yeah.
But if it's in this case where, you almost in a sense you reverse, statutory rape someone.
Kind of.
That's kind of the truth of it. You get out of it just no punishment.
They hardly ever even get slapped on the wrist, man. I mean, it's crazy literally how much that happens.
And they get to tell people for the rest of their lives that they were victims.
Yeah. Oh, and they'll play it. Yeah. And look, we're not everybody's that way, but I mean, I've even seen enough situations of people I know that got caught up in shit like that. Now, again, we were younger, in our 20s, going to the bars a lot and stuff like that. So it's like it was closer in age, and nothing ever became of it. One guy in particular, and again, he was like maybe mid-20s, and I think that girl was like 16. And she was at the bar with a fake ID, said she was 21, went home with him, right? Woke up in the morning, freaked out because she was literally supposed to be at like school the next day, and like I guess like left, right? And her parents came and picked her up down the road, and to make it seem like it wasn't her fault because she was in trouble, right? 16-year-old, what the fuck are you doing at some strange dude's house on a school night? Like, what the fuck, right? He raped me. He got me drunk and raped me. So they came. This dude, he was like staying with my neighbor who was like my friend at the time. I remember cop cars being outside the house, like 3 of them. And they fucking brought this dude out in cuffs. They like went through this dude. They ripped up the sheets. They took like the condom out of the fucking trash can. Got all the evidence on this dude to like literally charge this dude with rape. And would have, like, he sat in jail for 3 days. And he would have sat through in jail, probably no bail, for the whole process of this thing if that girl hadn't told the truth 3 days later. because I guess the cops like questioned her and they're like, basically told her like, if you're lying about this, like you could get in a lot of trouble, and you're getting this dude in a lot of trouble.
But that's.
But how many times do girls not care?
That's also the bullshit. So if they had all the DNA evidence, he was fucked. If she continued to lie, which there's a lot of people out there that are shitty enough to do that.
Yeah, they don't want to get in trouble.
And you're 16, so like
you're an idiot.
Whatever, you're an idiot.
You're a fucking idiot.
You're gonna probably double down and keep fucking
Yeah,
lying.
most people.
Cases,
I would say most people. Yeah,
he got really fucking lucky.
Yes, he did. But that's what I'm saying. He was that close, basically just on the whim that this girl decided not to be a piece of shit, that he didn't have to go through the full. Because I mean, who knows? It would have had to go through a full court thing. Right. And then hopefully there would have been witnesses in the bar. They would have asked the bartender, did this girl have an ID?
They probably
what I mean?
Wouldn't have.
You never know, bro. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to make it a full court case, maybe he would have found innocent. But there's still the chance.
Let's be fucking real honest here, okay? You think the cops are going to go that much further down the line?
I would hope so.
They have the guy's fucking DNA.
Well, his lawyer would, I would hope. His public defender.
Yeah.
That's why it's scary to use a public defender,
too. If you have a shitty fucking lawyer, you're fucked.
Bro, they don't. Public defenders don't do any research. They don't do anything.
They just show up.
They take whatever. So the DA will give them their case file. So that's all the evidence compiled by the police.
They just try to make
go off of that.
Case out of that. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a fucking joke.
And honestly, half the time it's not even the public defender. It's some paralegal.
You are better
who
off.
Reads through the case files. She's getting, I say she because most of them are women, but that paralegal is getting paid probably minimum wage. Maybe a little higher.
A little bit better.
Not much.
They do decent.
Maybe now, but they didn't used to. I remember I met a girl who's paralegal. She was making $12 an hour working for a lawyer. And she did like all his work.
She must work for a shitty firm.
Or maybe she just started, but either way.
Or maybe the lawyer's a JOO.
No, I'm pretty sure she was like through like what I'm talking about, through the DA's office. So
That's
so she was the paralegal for a bunch of different.
I know some that work for like good firms, and they
like a private firm.
They make pretty good money.
Well, I think she wanted to be involved in potentially being a public defender herself.
I think they even get a taste.
Don't remember
from each case that they help in.
There's kickbacks.
Yeah, they get paid.
Hold on
cases that they help in.
That they win.
Yeah,
like lawsuits.
Yeah.
Not like a murder trial. There's no money to be had in a murder trial.
But that's what I'm saying. A private
firm.
Law firm. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about,
No,
again, I'm saying if you work for like the DA's office.
Yeah, you're not
you
getting
get
paid
nothing,
shit.
dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's making like $12 an hour, and she had to read through all these case files. Yeah, she had to read through all these case files and then had to give like her best summary, like, a summation to some fucking jackhole public defender who didn't care in the first place. Cliff notes, if you will. She literally had to make like cliff notes for them.
He's literally serving his time to build up a fucking reputation or at least a track record of cases.
That's the thing too. That's like I know we're kind of getting off into a tangent on this, but like what blew my mind is to find out that public defenders who are defending defendants, right? They're defending, right? They're super chummy and work basically in the same offices and areas as the DAs, as the people, the prosecutors.
Yeah.
How does it make that make sense? How does that work? Like, that's crazy. Of course they're going to be biased. They're like friends. They're like chummy with each other. That fucking blew my mind. That blew my mind.
I don't know.
Like, that's crazy.
I'll tell you right now.
They're going to do a good job defending you when it's their buddy that's the prosecutor.
If you ever get arrested, don't go with a public defender.
Yeah.
Literally take out a loan. And pay for a fucking good lawyer.
For sure.
Because, dude, that's a big... I've had friends who were dead to rights on a DUI.
Yeah, those are rough, too. They're expensive.
They hire a lawyer that's, like, specifically... Like, that's all they do. I just do DUIs.
And they take a plea.
And they literally... No. They go down to fucking... Well, technically, yes. But they go down from fucking driving while intoxicated or whatever you want to call it. Driving under the influence to... like reckless driving.
Yeah, reckless endangerment or something like that.
So they end up getting like
they get a traffic violation.
Yeah, it's like a 6-month suspension of your license or something crazy.
Which is way better.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, Deweys are rough. They're expensive. Yeah. They'll suspend your license. If it's your first time, 6 months. If it's your second time, it's a year mandatory.
Yeah.
Then you have to get a hardship license. Then you can't drive.
Supposedly is lifetime.
I think so. I think it's after the third. I think the third time you can get up to 6 months in jail.
Maybe that's what it is.
And then, if you do it again after your third time.
If you're in the state of
You're
Florida
fucked.
and you see an orange license plate, that is a sign of multiple DUIs.
Dewey's?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. God, I'm gonna be on the lookout for that now.
Have you seen
An
an
orange
orange
one.
license plate?
Can you get one? Just like
just to be funny?
yeah, just to be funny because I don't ever drink and
you
drive,
get
so
pulled over
I
a
do
lot.
think it would be funny to just like see a cop and kind of start swerving in the lane a little bit, you know?
Yeah, till you
Not
pass,
me.
till you pass the fucking blow, and then you fail the field sobriety test.
That is true.
'Cause
Well,
you
they
have-
can't get you for they can't get you for the field sobriety. If you fail the field sobriety, they view that as sufficient evidence to give you the blow. Trust me, I've been through this.
really?
Yeah.
Because I've heard where if you blow and you pass and you fail the field sobriety, they'll still take you in.
That would be really hard to prove. That'd be really hard to prove. Maybe now
No,
that
you'll-
like weed's
no,
legal and
like,
shit like that,
you'll
but
get
like
out of it. Like
yeah.
it's not like you're fucked, but they'll still take you in and fucking make you sit in the drunk tank overnight.
yeah, I don't know. I would be very, very mad, and I wouldn't be
Oh
able to
my
do
God.
shit about it. But I would probably fail.
Dude, at that
Can
point,
you? Well, because like the ones that they do with like this and shit, like if you have like a certain thing wrong with your eyes, you're fucked. You
Yeah.
can't follow it. Like I don't know. I feel like, I'll have to look into that because you've intrigued me. You know,
dude, I'm gonna try to get a cop to beat the shit out of me the next time I get pulled over.
get Rodney King.
Get a fucking payday out.
Oh shit! I don't know. I think you'd have trouble getting a jury to feel sympathy for you. You're a big guy. Like if I was on that jury, I'd be like, "This fucking,
Dude, if I
this guy, dude, this big pussy."
if
got
I
his
get
ass
pulled
kicked."
over by a white woman cop, dude, I'm
She
for
beats you
sure getting the shit beat out of me or
so?
shot. I might not make it.
I was gonna say I don't think she's gonna try and fight you, dude. They're real jumpy. They're real jumpy.
Gotta be.
They walk up with their hand on the fucking like, oh, all right.
And it seems like female
Can you calm
firefighters
down?
aren't doing much better in California.
Oof. Yeah, back to that. What the fuck, dude?
I really
The
hope
equity and inclusion
if that
thing that they
wind
did.
can just fucking pick it up and go north, we might be able to get San Francisco too.
That's a long way.
2 birds, 1 stone, baby.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah,
And
I
they
don't
could all
know.
move to Texas.
I just think, I think it's
Ruin
crazy to
Texas.
think that California, like L.A., like famous L.A., famous people, all that money is on the precipice of burning right now. I mean, it's right fucking there. It's like you said. It's like sweeping up.
There's a lot of
to the Hollywood hills.
disasters just targeting residential areas.
Sure is.
Isn't that strange?
It's almost as if there's something going on. You know, you saw that shit about the smart city, right?
No.
With L.A. by 2028.
No. They're going to change the whole infrastructure?
Yeah, they want to do a smart city, and they're going to have the Olympics
What
there.
does smart city mean?
So
Ran by AI?
yeah, so a lot of it's going to be like computer and AI driven. I'm not 100% sure. It also has like a lot. Smart cities are creepy because it has like a lot of like how China has those like face reading cameras everywhere.
It'll cut down on crime.
Yeah, that's what they say. You know, cut down on crime and shit like that. But yeah, mostly just like an interconnected internet grid
I
that
really
like monitors everything all the
I don't
time.
think people understand AI, like how bad, as far as how bad it's going to be. This is not going to be good for anybody. People are going to lose jobs. They're going to be able to track everything you do.
Well, and that brings up another
Even
hot
more so than
topic
now.
of something that just recently happened is that quantum computing chip. That quantum chip that Google just
Was
developed.
that Google? I thought that was
It was-
NVIDIA.
That was Google.
Oh.
No.
I know NVIDIA is doing some sort of AI
Yeah.
processor for their chips.
Which is just like a self-learning program. You know what I mean? To make it more
It's not
efficient.
anything crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
they got popped for putting in spyware.
what in
on-
like hardware? Like
yeah,
in
on
the
their GPUs. They said that there was something that they were doing to track what people were doing.
why? For advertising?
I have no idea.
Like what are people doing with their graphics cards besides you think mining? You think they're trying to
Maybe.
keep track of that?
Maybe.
People that are mining
Maybe.
them?
People aren't paying taxes on the shit they're mining, I'm sure.
Is there money in that?
Oh, yeah. If you have one of those big-ass farms like people do, like a whole warehouse just full of fucking computers just running 24/7, getting water-cooled, yeah.
Bro, how do like I thought income taxes were like illegal or like a voluntary thing.
They are.
Okay.
On the paper.
Right. So
But
like
you can
we
still get hauled off to jail
So how's that? Like, that doesn't, I know we'll be here for 6 hours trying to explain that, but like, just understand every year that you go file your taxes, you are doing all of that voluntarily, right? Like, under the constitutional law of the land.
But if you don't,
you are paying your taxes voluntarily, your income, like at the end of the year, right? When you do your income taxes and you do your return, so to speak, right? So the government basically assesses how much you technically owe them. And most people pay their taxes throughout the year off their paycheck. So they say, oh, well, you paid your share. Here's here's some back, right?
Yeah.
That's when you get a tax return, right? You're doing all that voluntarily. It's not a standing law that says you're forced to pay income tax. Businesses have to pay income taxes.
But
Private individuals don't have to pay income taxes. But if you don't pay your income taxes, they fine you.
Your company also.
And if you don't pay the fines, you can eventually go to jail.
Your company does. If you work for like any sort of corporation or whatever company, I mean, technically they
pay them.
They pay them for you.
They do it automatically because they don't want to be held liable.
Yeah, exactly.
Because corporations or whatever, LLCs, whatever the actual legal term is, they have to pay taxes, which makes sense. You know, you're making money off of people. But I don't know. We could be here all night talking about that, but I'm telling you, it is odd. It's fucking odd to me.
It's weirdly worded, you know? Like, if, technically speaking, if people did decide to not pay income taxes as a whole, there's really nothing they could. I mean, fuck, dude. You're talking about a country. Was there 400? We have 400 million people.
Yeah, 370, something like that. 370.
We'll round up 400.
400 mil.
If fucking 150 of them don't pay their income tax, there's not enough motherfuckers working at the IRS to do anything.
I don't know. With the way we've got everything automated now. I mean, to physically go out and arrest all those people would be really difficult. That's a lot of manpower.
Dude.
And again, you saw last year how many people they hired and doing all the firearms training and all the ammunition. And
I don't think it matters.
They bought a bunch of SIGs and 9mm ammunition for
their 2-day training course.
IRS agents to carry.
Their 2-day training
The fuck
course
do they need guns for?
Yeah, that'll work out really well.
Unless they're coming around enforcing it.
Like to see them try.
They will.
Like to see them try.
And they'll have local officers to escort them.
That won't go well.
For who?
Local officers aren't trained well.
They're trained well enough to come in your door and shoot you. You think you're going to stop them?
I don't think local law enforcement in the state of Florida is dumb enough to try that. I really don't.
I do. I don't trust law enforcement at all.
I don't either, but I also don't think they're dumb enough to go, hey, I'm going to be in the country with the highest guns per capita, and I'm just going to go willy-nilly to people's houses and knock on the door and ask them to fucking let me arrest them because they decided not to pay taxes.
And see, that's the conundrum, right? Is like what? How far are they willing to push these types of things?
They're not.
Are they not?
Dude, you are.
How many cops? How many cops do you know?
So hard right now.
I'm saying, for real. Be for real. How many cops do you know? How many do you know? How many are your friends?
At least 4, probably 3 or 4.
And you're telling me out of those 4, all 4 of them, all 4 of them would refuse to do something that they're ordered to do? 2
of them definitely wouldn't. 2 of them would be like, no, fuck you. I'm not doing that.
Wouldn't do it.
No.
The other 2 probably would just fall in line.
Maybe. Yeah, they're kind of.
Okay, so 50%.
Yeah.
All right, let's go off of that. So if 50% of all law enforcement and 50% of all, I'll say National Guard, like localized military forces.
I don't think that would.
You don't think at least 50% of them would fall in line and follow orders?
I don't think it would go. Why are we even going down this road? I really don't think.
I think they would.
I don't think they would.
I think they would. And I think that they would come to your door and they'd come down your street and they would, again, taxes, martial law, anything that just gets decided overnight,
We're a solid 100 years from them being organized enough.
No way. We're tomorrow.
Dude, they're fucking stupid. They are stupid. Everything that the government runs is piss poor. Everything that they run is piss poor. Name one thing that the government is super efficient with. Name one thing. The military is a clusterfuck, which I'm going to assume probably means that the National Guard is even more of a clusterfuck because you're talking about guys who do it fucking weekend warrior shit.
Yeah. Well,
I'm serious.
But I mean, I don't think you have to be efficient to enforce laws. Like you said, 150 million people. That's not that much.
It would take them years.
It's not them coming down maybe.
It would take them years.
I don't know.
You're talking about in the inner cities, go to fucking New York City and start arresting people in a fucking apartment complex, you'd end up in a fucking shootout every goddamn day.
Not in New York City.
Yeah, in New York City.
Dude, that's a safe zone. There's
in
no
Aurora,
guns in New York City.
Aurora, Colorado. Yeah. We all know how that works. Chicago. Like, seriously, they don't. It's not a real thing. Like, people are so freaked out about it. Even with the ATF gun ban, this is what they'll do. Hey, if you don't fucking turn your guns over to us, we're gonna be out to hunt you.
Yeah.
Literally, all they're gonna do is ask people to come in and participate in the buyback, and then after that, if you get caught, so happenly you're fucking carrying guns around,
Or somebody rats on you.
well, even then they'll probably kind of be like
Ruby Ridge. That's why they went there in the first place. Somebody ratted and said that guy was selling sawed-off shotguns.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
And they shot him and his whole family.
Yeah, and they killed his fucking whole family.
Killed his whole family.
Pregnant wife. Yeah.
Yeah, just him and the daughter.
I just don't see it.
We're alive.
I just really don't. Especially not in the state of Florida. I don't see it happening in Texas. Anywhere in the South. There's too many guns. There's too many crazy people. We're two of those crazy people. There's a lot more crazy people just like us.
I don't think there's enough.
I don't know, dude. I would say at least 30% of Florida. I would go that far. Say 30% of Florida is some pretty wild motherfuckers. Yeah.
Well, and again, you say that they're not organized. We're not organized whatsoever.
I don't think we have to be, though.
I think we have to be somewhat organized, or else, like I said, it's individual cases.
I think
it's coming to an individual house where an individual shoots in an individual case.
It wouldn't be individuals. I think people would band together, but I don't think it would be like a whole republic of Florida.
Yeah, but you gotta like
let me really be like a Punta Gorda militia and like an Arcadia militia.
Maybe,
but go around like that.
They don't exist right now.
What do you mean?
There's no Punta Gorda militia.
I think they could be formed pretty quickly.
I don't know about that.
And I think if they're the only real way for them to really eliminate a whole group like that would have to be with drones. It'd have to be drone strikes.
Which would be really easy.
It would be, but I don't think they would do it. Because I think more people would join the cause because of that.
Yeah, like an attrition type thing.
Yeah.
But okay, and hear me out on this, man. I'm just saying, like, let me paint a little picture for you here, right? So, like, let's just say some law gets passed that most people don't like, right? Like, after Trump, we get some radical fucking Democrat in there. They steal an election again. We get some radical Democrat in there, and they go above and beyond over the fucking head of the Supreme Court, whatever. I don't know. Like for instance, the law that Biden passed not that long ago, like right after the election, was that like it violates habeas corpus, which means that like military personnel is not allowed to operate on American soil.
Yep.
They're only ever allowed to go to like a foreign place and operate and set up, you know what I mean? Or like literally kill American civilians. Yep. He did away with that. He did like essentially a veto around that law to where now, yes, American
troops can be deployed
military,
on civilians.
Marine
Yes.
Corps, Army,
Yep.
whatever, can be deployed and set on civilian population. That's right now. That's a thing.
I would say I would go even further. So here's my thing. At that point, I don't think it would just be gun owners. I think it would be
most people.
Particularly most people.
Yeah.
And I think most people would not support that.
And I'm painting a picture for you where I disagree. I think most people would go along with it. I think most people, we're so conditioned. Just for instance, look at COVID. I think that told everybody what we needed to know. Like everybody in the beginning of that was completely compliant.
Listen,
everybody.
This is also
now
different.
A year in, I'd say a solid 50% of the country was like, "Yo, fuck that shit."
But here's
for sure. But that took a year.
Hold on. This is the problem with your fucking comparison. You're talking about a virus that it wasn't targeted towards a specific group of people. It was something that could be transmitted and passed around from person to person. So they really did. I think, listen, I don't think people just sided with the government, was like, fuck this. I think they were literally thinking for their best interest, hey, if
this might be a real thing.
Yeah, this could fucking kill us. We should probably hang out.
And
look what they did.
By
they
month
fear-mongered
3,
the shit out of it.
And that they would, but I'm saying, saying, look at us though. Look at how the whole infrastructure is set up against us.
But I'm saying it's
same thing with news media would push it. I'm just saying, let's say they came out with a law that banned all assault rifles, right? any kind of like AR, AK,
But
anything.
assault rifles aren't something that's going to just go out and fucking kill somebody else. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying, I'm using the comparison. I'm not talking about virus and guns. I'm using the comparison of how quickly people fell in line and how easily the news media manipulated the situation to make everybody believe that it was this crazy, deadly thing that was going to kill everybody.
And they have done that with guns.
3 months in, it was extremely obvious that this is not what they said it is.
Yep.
3 months. It took a year. For
even longer. There's still people wearing
maybe
masks.
even longer. Yeah. But a year for at least the majority to be like, nah, you guys are full of shit. This is bullshit. But that took a whole year for people to actually like start coming around in mass, start coming on TV in mass, like people speaking out against it. That took a year. People were so scared and so ostracized. And again, people came out at 3 months. People came out at 2 weeks. And we're like, this isn't what people are saying it is. It's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Or like respirators are not going to help this. Don't do respirators. You know what I mean? Like all the shit that people said, right? Do ivermectin and these different types of like antimicrobials.
Don't say
you know what I mean?
Don't say that word.
I'm saying just people coming out, speaking out against it were ostracized immediately. Nope, shut them down. Do not let them talk. Do not let them say anything.
Did you watch the Mark Zuckerberg thing, by the way, with Joe Rogan? Did you watch that episode with Mark Zuckerberg?
I didn't.
You should. I really don't like him. He's
dude.
And
Mark's like he's like cool now. Have you seen him?
He's a fucking.
Have you seen him though?
Yeah,
he's like.
Hold on.
He's like a dude, bro, now.
Yeah, but let me explain to you why.
He's a little fucking weirdo.
He's doing that to shift and try to make it seem like I am a normal
I'm
person.
cool, yeah.
You should trust me. That's
with his wide eyes. I'm super cool now.
And that's kind of how I feel about fucking Elon Musk. I don't necessarily trust him. I like everything he's doing right now.
We'll see, right? Yeah, I'm on the same boat.
I'm going to keep my fucking
I'm on
eye
the same boat.
But Mark Zuckerberg literally was trying to blame all that shit on the Biden administration, saying that
he's doing damage
they
control.
came to us,
they
told us that we had to take these posts down, even if they were true. Fuck you. You're a multi-billion-dollar company, dog.
You wouldn't.
Even trillion-dollar.
Yeah, you should have told them to shove it up their ass in the first place, but you didn't.
50% of the world is on Facebook.
Yeah, it's the largest one.
You could have told them to go fuck themselves, and you fucking complied because you're a pussy.
Well, look, dude, a weird little Jewish guy isn't going to stand up to anybody. You know what I mean? He's a little...
Is he Jewish? I guess Zuckerberg, I guess, yeah.
They're all Jewish.
It's not even. It's not even that he's Jewish. It's just that he's an autistic weirdo with that much power. He should not. He should not be able to have the power that he has, and he does, and it's scary. And why have people not mutinied? Why have people not just fucking stopped using Facebook? It's just crazy to me.
And we're not going to. That's my point. We're so conditioned. We're all just little sheep in a line. Maybe not me and you, but again, how many things do we go along with every day that we fucking fervently disagree with and think are fucking ridiculous, but can't make waves. We can't just upset our fucking flip our lives over because we disagree with something, even if we're right. You know what I mean? We can't. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Let me put it this way. Seatbelts. Seatbelt law is the most ridiculous law I think that exists right now, like civil law.
If I fucking get ejected through my windshield.
If I want to get ejected through my windshield, I'll get ejected through my fucking windshield. It means nothing to you. It literally, the seatbelt affects no one but me.
It is dangerous.
If
you
fly, for me,
yeah, no. If you fly,
I can also fucking drink myself to death right now, and no one gives a fuck. There's not a single law against
you could fly through the fucking window into somebody else's car. That has happened. Like, actually.
Is that why the law exists?
I think it's partially.
Fuck no, it's not
I think
why
it's
the law
partially,
exists.
I think
it's for insurance companies.
I don't think so.
Yeah?
I think it's all for insurance.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it is.
There's no other... Either way, dude.
Dude, you become a... Okay, imagine
if... Let me ask you this.
No. We're going to go down this road.
Let's go down every road. Let's fucking go down it because seatbelts are fucking ridiculous and I shouldn't have to fucking wear one.
If your ass got launched...
And I don't.
If your ass got launched, Olsen, at 60 miles an hour,
I'm doing some fucking damage.
Yeah, exactly.
300 fucking pound cannonball of meat coming your way, baby. But I don't think I'd kill the guy in the passenger seat. And even if I did... But even if I did, I think that's the agreement that we're all making when we get on the fucking road. If you don't want to be in a car accident or potentially be killed, don't get in a fucking car. I mean, really, seriously, like that's the agreement we're all making. Sit in the back seat. You know what I mean? Take an Uber, sit in the back seat. I might make it through the windshield. I'm not making it through the front seat. I'm not. You know what I mean? Those things are built pretty solid. I'm not just going through it. Dude, I'm like a 45 bullet. You know what I mean? I'm fat and slow. I'm going to smush. Yeah, I'm not built for penetration, dude.
So skinny fuckers you got to look out for.
But seriously, that is the agreement you're making. I'm sorry. And again, okay, if we want to talk safety, right? If that really is the number one reason, then why is there not a law or some kind of something where we're forced to check our tires? I can ride around with bald tires showing fucking wire. There's not a law against it. I can get pulled over. All 4 of my tires can be completely bald. There's not a ticket.
Isn't that a thing in other states, though? They have a safety check on vehicles?
Sure, maybe, but not in this state.
Not in this state. Dude, in Florida, it's kind of wild. You can build a trailer. A trailer. They won't inspect it at all.
No, you just go get the registration.
You can get a serial number and a registration.
Boom.
And you got a trailer.
And that thing can fall apart on the fucking highway and kill someone.
20 people. Yeah.
I can fucking have a tire blow up and swerve into you and kill you.
Or I could have my wheel fall off my fucking car. Or
you can go to a fucking
passenger.
You can go to a fucking backwoods tire shop, get your wheel put on halfway. Look, what I'm saying is if it was in the name of safety, then make it about safety. It's not. It's just another way to tax you.
I guess.
It's just more taxes, right? It's more compliance. I really do think the seatbelt...
Is it a law still? I thought they kind of got rid of it.
The seatbelt thing? Absolutely. You can get pulled over. You can get pulled over for not having a seatbelt on. Which is wild
because they can't tell.
No, the fuck they can't tell.
You can't tell. You can't tell if I'm texting on my phone while driving.
Absolutely not. That's a better law. That is a better law than the seatbelt law. Texting on your fucking phone, right? I get it. I think it's silly.
You know, it was like
I think they go too far with the talking on the phone. Like if you have your phone up to your ear, they can technically pull you for that.
If you put your phone in your ear while you're driving, you're a fucking idiot.
You are a bit of a dunce.
Why don't you just put it on speaker?
I put it on speakerphone, but I hold my phone.
Exactly.
Yeah. But still, I'm not like hands free, right?
I think it's way more distracting when you're doing this than if you're like this.
I hardly ever talk that way unless I'm like around people and I don't want them to hear my conversation. Yeah.
You got that stuff?
Yeah, he's right here next to me.
Yeah, this guy's a real piece of shit.
But you know what I'm saying, though? It's like, so that's my point, and I'm glad that you can at least see where I'm coming from. It's not about safety. It's about fucking taxing you.
But goddamn, dude, we're jumping all over the place.
Oh, my God, we're jumping all over the place.
Getting fucking rowdy.
Back to the fires.
This is not structured at all. Let's go back to the California fires. I hope those fucking queers are just frying a lot. No, in all seriousness, I
Did you see the guy? I sent it to you. The guy? Oh, I fucking sent it to you, dude, on Instagram. The guy's like, he's like, hey, what's going on, man? And like the news report, I don't know. We're just recording the fires. We don't know what's going on. How did all this start? What's going on? I don't know. And he's like, aren't you the news? You should know. Yeah. And she's like, well, we're just trying to figure it out. What do you think? And he's like, I think it's all these gays down there in L.A. We're like, okay. Totally inappropriate. Completely inappropriate.
So on CNN.
I was like, yo,
I think it was CNN. It might have been Fox.
It was all these gays.
It was one of the two. But one of the guys, like someone called in, was like literally on the phone telling them like, yeah, they've ran out of water in multiple areas. Yeah. So they get off the phone with them. They're like, we just want to let everybody know none of our news reporters so far have said anything about them being out of water. So, don't want anybody to be alarmed or to think that. Literally immediately go to their fucking lady on the ground.
We're out of fucking water.
Yeah, I'm with the firefighters here, and they are out of water. Yeah. It's like, you guys are so stupid. Like
they're so quick to like cover up and be like, oh no, everything's fine. We don't
know if that's true.
But you see what I'm saying? And I'm not going off into a new tangent, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. They're so quick to keep the sheep calm. No problem here. Everything's fine. Just do what you're told. There's no way there would be enough descendants. People in California should be fucking pissed. They should be burning down the fucking government buildings right now.
Well, they are,
and all the credit fucking buildings.
They are setting fires. Did you see that?
Well, yeah, I saw like weirdo arsonists trying to set more fires, but I'm saying they should, like, we rioted over fucking George Floyd. We rioted over a fucking multiple offender drug addict beat his girlfriend up, stabbed her, I believe, was the allegation there. Stabbed his pregnant girlfriend. Just a real piece of shit, people. And we rioted over that.
He was black.
But we rioted over that.
But he was black.
They burnt a city to the fucking ground over that.
Now his daughter's a multi-millionaire.
Oh, yeah. From Black Lives Matter. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, it worked out for her. Great. I mean, that's good. She didn't do anything wrong.
This is going to sound bad, but that was probably best case scenario.
That really
That's
was
probably-
best case scenario.
probably
I mean,
best
really,
case scenario.
seriously, that would have never happened if he didn't die.
That-
Just so everybody
that
is clear on
family
that.
is going to live lavishly.
They are way better off now than they
Because
were
he-
when
he
George was
tried to
out
use a
there
counterfeit
smoking meth
$20
and
bill.
using counterfeit bills. But my point is like this is the shit people should get riled up about. The mismanagement of government. Like your government is such a fucking pussy little pansy bitch that they're rerouting water that's supposed to naturally flow from Canada and Northern California, meaning like the mountain streams, melting snow caps, you know what I mean? Like the stuff that happens every year that
Naturally.
keeps that good flow of water, all the rain. They had record rainfall in California this year. Record rainfall.
running out of
Where's all
water.
the fucking water? They're dumping it into the fucking what's that bay up there, Santa Monica Bay or whatever?
Yeah.
They're dumping it into the different water outlets to keep the mixture of fresh and salt water so the fish aren't affected. Get the fuck out of here. Are you fucking kidding me? That's what they're doing with the water. And the California citizens are okay with it because the fish need to live. Oh, it's okay that my house burned down. And what it fucking, and not only that,
Fish
right?
have
But
feelings, Olsen.
huh?
Fish have feelings.
Fish have feelings. Not only that, though, right? So they ran out of water. Fucking embarrassing. And like, oh my God, fucking like just the biggest catastrophe you can imagine,
and it's
right?
crazy because were they the second highest, third highest for taxes? I think Washington. I think it's Washington, New York, and
California's
California.
up there, dude. California is
Yeah,
extremely
they're at
expensive
least
to live
top
in.
Five. They're at least top
But
five.
the other thing that is the real kicker here, again, mismanagement of government in the name of being green and looking out for the little creatures. All the dead foliage, dead trees, dead foliage, dead plants, all the stuff that they normally are supposed to clean up. They stopped doing that over the last couple years so much that not only was there so much more to catch fire, and it's part of the reason why things caught so quickly and spread so quickly, because there's so much dead foliage that they've done no cleanup. They hire and pay for like those forestry firefighters. That's 90% of what they do. They go through, they do
pick up
controlled
all-
burns.
yep.
They make sure, like our guys, they do controlled burns. They run lines through the ground. They scrape. They pick up dead trees, cut it up, get it out of there.
They do
right?
trenching,
like
all that
yeah,
shit,
like
yeah.
trenching. Like they're supposed to do this to prevent if a big fire starts. They have stops,
Which is crazy 'cause,
along
like,
the way.
They haven't learned their lesson. Like this is
This will be the
always-
lesson, hopefully, that they
It
learn.
won't-
But
it
it's
won't be.
unfortunate.
It won't be. It won't be, dude.
It probably will not
Dude,
be,
let
and
me
that's what's
explain
sad.
something to you. They got
It's
nothing
crazy.
but fucking women running this whole section of the government for the
Yeah.
fire, which is fucking ludicrous. The fucking black woman lesbian fire chief. Actually, this is a real thing. She's a black lesbian woman.
Damn, dude, the trifecta.
Yeah, she hit the fucking trifecta. Now she just needs to have a dick sewn to her body, and she'll just be
she'll
like
be good
the
to go,
fucking,
dude. She'll be an angel.
perfect person.
She'll be a god amongst men.
But like, literally, these are the people that, and they're you know what they've been prioritizing the last couple of years? Diversity hiring.
Yeah.
Diversity hiring. That's what you're worried about. You're worried about getting more women in the fucking in the fire department. You're not worried about stopping all these fucking fires that you have going on every fucking year in California.
Yeah. It seems like it's getting
Every
crazy the last
fucking
couple years.
year.
Yeah, for real. This is definitely the biggest one. This is definitely like this should.
I don't
be,
know. Well, I don't know if it's the biggest. Is it the biggest?
It's the biggest one in a long time, for sure. Yeah,
'Cause that
especially in the. It may not be the most acres, so
That one,
don't
like,
quote me on
was
that.
it 2018 or 2019? That was really bad.
This
too?
one's the most destructive because of the
well,
areas
it's in
that
an
it's
area,
hit.
yeah,
Right.
where it's
so
very
it's
expensive.
the most destructive where it's destroyed the most
Dude,
residential
insurance
area.
companies are just taking a fucking L this year.
No, they're not because
Well,
they
the
dropped.
government,
They
us,
dropped.
we're taking a fucking L this
I
year.
actually think the number is hilarious too. But State Farm and the other major insurance carriers dropped 69% of their fire coverage last year
Oh
because
my
of
God.
California not doing the cleanup. And when the inspectors were coming around and doing, is the fire departments and is the government doing their job to
No.
make sure that a fire doesn't get out of control? No, we're dropping the coverage. And no one did a fucking thing. That right there should have been the wake-up call for people of, whoa, I got to drop my fire coverage because you're not doing your job that I pay fucking taxes for? Are you kidding me? And now that all this shit could go up next year.
Yeah, so did their
and
taxes
burn
go
my
down
fucking,
from them stop
of
doing that?
course not. It went up, and they have to build, LA just built that $60 million
Dude.
fucking built the apartment complex for homeless people.
People are fucking pissed about
nice.
this whole Doge Department of Government Efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to me. So how it works on a local and federal level, this is from someone that actually works in the government that told me this. Your efficiency, right,
I'm
You're
listening
losing
to you.
me. I'm sorry. He's just fucking with you.
Up over here, please.
I really couldn't think for a second.
Oh,
So their efficiency
surprise there.
is reviewed by their own fucking division or like whatever they are. Their what do you call that? Agency, I guess. Mm-hmm. Right? They
so they self-govern.
Yes, exactly. So they have to go.
We're good. We're not wasting any money.
They
Actually,
have to go through their government spending, their spending, right?
Yeah.
And then report that back to whoever they mainly receive the funds from, right?
And then they're just like, okay, good, looks
Well,
good.
if they spend less money, they get fucking budget cuts. So literally every fucking department that you can name in the government never reports that they fucking didn't use all of their money.
If anything, they need more and more and more.
So
yeah,
they
yeah,
can
yeah.
get more next year, and they can get more the next year, and more the next year.
Well, and that's everything. And government is a bloated, inefficient
But
piece of
it's
shit.
a
All of it.
parasitic fucking relationship.
Yeah. And they to have a self-governing like system like that where it's like, okay, you give, for instance, you're a parent, you give your kid $20 and you know, they go, hey, $20 wasn't enough, I need 30 next time. Hey, $30 wasn't enough, I need 40 next time. It's going to continue like that, and you're not going to check on what they're doing, you're not going to check on what they're spending, you're just going to keep handing them money. No one's doing that.
This is what I worry
the
about.
government's the only thing we let happen.
The Doge.
For instance, where we work, if we just constantly spent $10,000 to $20,000 more each quarter for each build, somebody would start asking some questions.
Oh yeah,
they'd be like, what's going on here, guys? Why are we spending so much extra every quarter on every fucking house? What's going on? You know what I mean? And like, that's basic. But the government, nah, because the money's endless.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It's fake numbers on the screen.
We'll just more.
Yeah, just do more. Just more.
Here's my problem with the Department of Government Efficiency. Elon might run it for now. Some other asshole is going to end up running it if they really do make this a thing. And guess what? They're not going to fucking say any of them are being inefficient. They're going to fucking lie. They're going to say, oh, so-and-so needs more money. It needs to be a third party that is not controlled by the government.
I think that's the point.
It needs to be a private entity, and it needs to be run by actual citizens, not fucking robots that are, you know, politicians.
Yeah, I think that is the original idea. Whether it'll stay that way or not, I think that is the idea, though. Because Elon's not getting like a government position. He can't. That would be conflict of interest.
When you say Department of Government Efficiency, though, that sounds like it is a department of the government.
It
sounds
does.
like the ATF. It sounds like a federal bureau or whatever you want to call it.
It does. And so we'll have to keep a close eye on this and report back to the people.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know.
But I do think the original idea was
it's supposed to be a private
yeah, it wasn't. It's not like a government oversight committee or something like that. Like, it's supposed to be of people who are private,
dude.
Business people.
I'll fucking take a job there any day of the week.
I don't know if they'd want you there.
Slash and burn, baby. Slash and burn.
But I don't think any of those people are going to make money either. I don't think they're getting a paycheck from it. I think it's like a voluntary thing.
I fucking hope Trump gets in there and just FBI, see ya. CIA, see ya.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out. Fuck you guys.
FBI needs to have some serious set of training wheels put on them, and the CIA needs to be abolished. We don't need it.
No.
We can have the military handle intelligence. We don't need an agency that is actively running fucking like coups and shit around the world that they don't have to tell our government about.
Paige Polk. I educated my grandmother the other day.
Shout out, dude. Big shout out to Paige.
So here's the thing. Older people don't know any of this shit because they don't, go online and look at the conspiracy theories. And this isn't even a conspiracy theory.
Well, they just think the CIA is like,
dude,
cops.
She had no idea. So she's thinking like the CIA, they keep tabs on like the terrorist groups. It's like, grandma, they invented them. Yeah. They trained ISIS. They trained fucking Al-Qaeda.
Yeah.
Like,
Mujahideen.
Yeah. They're creating, it's like a straw. The way that I look at the CIA, they keep developing things.
So they have a job.
Yeah. It's like straw man. It's like the straw man theory, right? It's like,
100%.
Let's fucking build something to attack that's going to be a problem down the road. You know?
So we can keep this wheel moving.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think, so the CIA was founded shortly after World War II.
Yep.
Because before that, It was
it World War II? Because I thought it was.
It was after, because we had something else.
I thought it was even later on. I thought it was after like the Korean War. It was like I thought it was
Yeah,
right
like
before
in the 50s.
Yeah, it was right before the fucking Cold War kicked off.
Gosh, I'm having a brain fart here. But anyway, it was called like the ISS or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Internal Secret Service or some shit. I'm botching it, I'm sure. But yeah, it was something like that we had during the war.
Yeah.
And it was only meant to be during wartime, to
Yeah.
like spy on the enemy during wartime. And then that was going to be
Well,
abolished.
They liked getting all that money.
Well, and what did Ike say when he left? Dwight Eisenhower. He said, we need to keep tabs on this military complex that we've built. We built this huge thing, and it's going to get out of control because no one knows how to control it. This isn't the way a military is supposed to be run.
Yeah.
And we set the tone for the entire world. Now, every major country in the world has a military-industrial complex that they continue to grow and feed and make bigger and bigger.
Let's also be honest here, though.
It's not great.
Is it a necessary evil? Is it something that we do need in order to keep growing and prospering and collecting resources? Because we've done all. I mean, you listed off some shit last week that I didn't even fucking know. What was it? Was it the Spanish War? We sent the ship.
Yeah, it sat in the harbor for like 3 days.
Like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like we've done that since the beginning of time. The ship
Well,
in World War II.
False flags.
Yeah. Sending fucking civilian ships loaded with fucking weapons and fucking explosives.
That was World War One.
To get blown up by
the
a fucking submarine.
Lusitania. Yeah.
I thought that was two.
That was World War One. The Lusitania was World War One. World War Two. Our big thing in World War Two was Pearl Harbor.
Really? I could have sworn it was also the subs getting blown up near, or not subs, but the ships getting blown up near Britain.
Mm-mm. I mean, maybe there was some situations that happened like that because it worked in World War One.
Yeah.
But the famous thing that got riled up was the Lusitania. Well, in World War One, the Lusitania was a passenger ship. Yeah, from here to England. But in World War II, it was, and again, World War II was sketchy because that was none of our good ships, none of our new class ships, nothing that we really needed got destroyed.
Old, outdated
Everything was moved out like 2 days before. Whatever. We'll chalk it up to good timing. But I don't think any war we've ever been involved in was legitimate. And again, World War II, you could say, was like the most clear line in the sand of like good and evil, you know, like what the Nazis are doing, trying to take over all of Europe. It's not a good thing. And they're bombing the shit out of our closest ally, England. Can't have it. Nobody really cared about what the Japs were doing, you know what I mean, until they bombed us. And then that was our excuse to get involved. And even at that, you could say that we should have just handled Japan, but we needed to handle the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, and we really did need to, I think.
Well, like you said,
I think the world would be a different place if we didn't get involved.
Give the credit to Russia.
I don't think they deserve that much credit, to be honest with you.
The Russians?
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to do the whole thing without us.
You don't think so?
Nah, they did great on the European Eastern Front. They did great. That saved us a lot of time and manpower.
Actually made it to what's the fucking
I don't
capital?
think Berlin. I don't think they would have made it.
Yeah.
And even if they did, it wouldn't have stopped anything. Hitler would have moved south and moved operations.
Well, he could have moved to Poland, technically. They had Poland.
Well, that's the first place. Yeah, but I mean, that's the first place the Russians claimed was Poland.
Wait, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
You're not that much of an idiot.
I'm thinking going west. I'm thinking of France.
Yeah, that's honestly, I think.
They had France.
Yeah, they had it locked down. Fortress France is Fortress Europe, but Fortress France was the nickname there. And again, I think that was ultimately his plan, was to set up base in Paris. Hitler loved Paris.
I didn't learn that Normandy. I thought Normandy was in Germany till I was like 18.
Well, I'm glad to know that the school systems are doing a good job.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. I was like, dude, Normandy was
that's
France?
We invaded France?
I was like, really?
Yeah, fuck yeah, we
did.
Holy
shit. And I learned about the whole Blitzkrieg operation, how they fucking, just took everything by storm. I was like, oh, okay.
And the Blitzkrieg was in Russia.
Yeah.
That was with all the tanks.
Well, they did the rapid expansion. What did they call that? Them taking over? I thought that was part of the Blitzkrieg, was them taking over France.
Yeah, but their big push, their big moment, claim to fame was Russia. They took over, fuck Stalingrad up, basically burned it to the fucking ground, which at the time, Stalingrad was like their St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
It was their base center of like operations. It was like their big city, I don't think St. Petersburg and Moscow were as big.
That's like one major one that they talk about when you talk about the Eastern Front. A lot of people died in that fucking battle.
And they should have stopped. They got greedy. They kept pushing. and they ran out of time.
Winter came.
Because then the winter came, and they fucking do not underestimate a Russian winter, dude.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, so bad that the grease in the tracks of the tanks froze.
Oh,
like, they literally got stuck. They couldn't leave.
Yeah.
So they just had to, like, completely...
March.
Yeah, and
like
the supply, and to try to bring them supplies, you couldn't... The roads were so iced over and thick with snow, they couldn't get to them. So, yeah, they fucked themselves. I really do think that things would have not ended great for the Russians because they were starving the Russians out. I mean, that was their plan, was to take over the major cities and major depot areas and starve them out the rest of the way, right? And basically a siege, if you will. You know what I mean? Where they just hold the line and they don't let any supplies come into Russia and they starve out and they eventually surrender because all the people are going to be dead, which I don't think they would have surrendered for a really long time because they didn't give a fuck about people.
We're going to change topics here.
Absolutely.
Two other major things that happened recently. Trudeau stepped down.
Very cool.
Which is awesome. Suppose their new guy, I don't know who he is, but I watched like his inauguration or whatever, or his speech of...
Wait, so there's a new guy? There's a new prime
I believe
minister?
so. Or maybe he's running. I don't
He's
know.
running.
I don't know how their government works.
I'll tell you.
But one of the guys is he seems... Not very, but pretty conservative.
He's conservative.
By Canadian standards.
Yeah, the little guy with like the nice brush over hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember. It's a French name.
Yeah.
He's from Quebec.
Quebec.
Yeah, so there's literally real simple there. They just call it the Conservative Party and the Liberal Party. Obviously, Trudeau's in the Liberal Party. So he's stepping down from the Liberal Party.
Have you seen, by the way, real quick, have you seen the conspiracies that he's Fidel Castro's son?
Yes, it holds up, dude.
Pretty fucking crazy.
It fucking holds up. It was his mom. His mom and his dad would go and visit all the time. They were like friends. And then
he looks a lot like Fidel Castro.
Castro fucking...
He's got the nose.
Put that in.
Oh, they were probably swinging.
There's another thing about Fidel being like from a royal like Arab family or something like that. I saw that too. Not necessarily like his lineage is from like this weird like Arab family that goes way back to like the Persian Empire or something. They've always been rich.
I feel like they would have been a little bit more. I feel like
Cuba settle for Cuba? I feel like
Cuba would have been a little low on that totem pole.
Well, and he was kind of a shitbag like revolutionary too.
He was. Yeah. They started the original revolution.
Yeah,
and he's like,
with Che.
Everything's going to be great.
Yeah, with Che, yeah.
A couple months later,
this Batista guy's a real piece of shit. We're going to make things better. Yeah, that didn't work out great for you, Cuba. That's another thing, man. I don't know. I don't know why those islands don't just fucking kick those fucking people out of there and, like, just be chill. Like, Puerto Rico has it figured out. They got it all figured out. They're, like, right in the sweet spot. Yeah, they have some problems. They're not that, like, well off. You know what I mean? But it seems like most people in Puerto Rico are doing fine. You know, they're figuring it out. And they're a U.S. territory, not a state. So they don't have any kind of, like, they just get help from us. You know what I mean? Good.
They do get help from us.
I'm glad you got that nice fucking lumberjacket.
I literally knew that.
Are you cold, actually?
I'm a little chilly.
Good.
But it's fine.
Good. I want you fucking.
It's keeping me on my toes.
I want you tensed up. Yeah. I want you hot and relaxed.
Yeah, that and then Greenland. We're talking about acquiring Greenland.
Well, that is part of Canada.
How the fuck does that work?
It is part of Canada.
How do we just... is it?
We're trying to buy it.
I thought it was part of Iceland.
No, it's part of Canada.
Or one of those other weird freaky-deaky countries.
Well, can you say the name?
Swedish, Norway.
No.
Any of them?
Nope.
Doesn't belong to any of those people?
No, Iceland's its own thing. They broke off from...
Or
whatever, Norway or whatever.
Did I say Iceland?
Yeah. I'm saying, but you said maybe it was part of it. Iceland's its own thing.
Scandinavia. There you go. That's the word.
Well,
Scandinavia,
and that's just a region. Scandinavia just refers to like
all those countries.
Norway, Sweden, Denmark.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It belongs to one of those. Are they? I thought it was Denmark. Now that you say Denmark, I thought it was Denmark that owned it technically.
Greenland?
Yeah.
No, it's Canada that owns it.
You're sure?
I'm 100% sure.
Positive.
I'm pretty damn sure.
You're lucky we don't have a Jamie.
So it's Canada. Jamie, look that up real quick. It's Canada that owns it, and we were, even when Trump was in there last time, he was talking about trying to buy it. And they're like, no, it's not for sale.
Did you see?
And now Trump's like, well, it looks like Canada's about to be the first state, so I'm going to get Greenland anyway. So that's where we're at. So if we get Canada, we get Greenland. Really and the reason why they want it, right, is that what you're getting to, is because of all the oil?
Billion gallons of oil, I think is what they said.
Canada, too.
I'm sorry. 300 billion, they said, what is it, barrels of oil is what they could pump out of there, and that's just what they found so far.
Yeah, they haven't even really researched
Problem
it.
is, you got to get through that fucking permafrost.
No problem. No problem at all.
Think so?
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
You know what happens when you heat up frost with metal?
It melts.
It melts. And it cools. It
But then
cools the drill bits.
But then it refreezes, doesn't it?
Whatever. Let it freeze. Once we've got our derricks in there and we've got pump jacks taking it out,
Dude,
who cares?
that'd be a pretty sweet spot to put fucking nuclear missiles.
There might already be. I don't know. Iceland, definitely. I could see that. Like
That'd
in
be
an
pretty
old
sweet, dude.
unactive volcano or
That's
something.
really close to Russia.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
really close to Russia.
Not really.
It's in the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, but we're way closer if we put it in Antarctica. Or
In
Antarctica,
Antarctica?
Alaska, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Maybe I did need that monster.
You are and you aren't, because like
Yeah, you're way closer.
Well, that side of Russia is like completely uninhabited.
Yeah, but I'm saying mileage-wise, you're way closer.
Is it really?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to fly over
we
those
might have-
countries anyway.
We got to look that up. Oh,
We are
yeah.
gonna have
After learning about,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
well, even then you're going over Asia. You're getting hit by the Chinese.
No, you can go straight over. You'll stay in Russia the whole
I gotta
time.
look at a fucking map, dude.
Yeah.
I'm retarded.
So Alaska's like a big chunk, and it's got this long like chain of islands that reach out, and then Russia's right here, and it has a long train, and there's actually a land bridge that touches between Russia and Alaska.
Really?
Yeah, so you could drive
To Russia?
technically to Russia from Alaska.
Is that a thing? Like,
That's
could
100%
you
a
actually
thing.
go to Russia and be like, I'm going to go to, or I'm going to
100%
go
a
to
thing.
Alaska and be like, I'm going to go to Russia.
I mean, there's people watching the border, so I don't think they'd be too happy about that.
Are we allowed to
They'd
go
be
to
like, "What
Russia?
the fuck are you doing?" Yeah, you can go to Russia.
We can still go to Russia right now?
Hell yeah, they're encouraging us to move there.
Dude,
They're setting up American cities. Did you hear about this?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that people would feel welcome and shit.
Yeah, they're setting up American cities with like McDonald's and
Dude,
shit.
I kind of like Putin. Like, I really do. I kind of
You
like
got to
him.
be careful saying that. I mean, and that's the thing is like I don't know why we're looking at him like an enemy. He's the only other guy who's against like world government.
And he's conservative.
Yeah,
He's
he's
very
conservative. He's against world government. Maybe again, I get people with Putin's history being like KGB and kind of being like on the inside of like the old Russia.
Whatever.
Again, he comes from the Soviet Union. He was very pro-Soviet
Who's going
Union
to
his
take
whole
over
life.
after him is also a great question. Do you think
Somebody who's approved.
Do you think it'll be like he'll die and then that's when he'll pass it over? Or do you think he'll retire?
I think he'll stay in until he like can't do it anymore or dies for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's no prospects anybody talks about right now.
Well, if there was, they'd probably get murdered.
Look, there's a lot of corruption in Russia. I just think that they're
Well,
a
it's
little
a
bit more
communist country.
open about it. They're not communist.
They're communists.
They're a democratic
Sure.
republic or whatever.
Sure. They're using those same voting machines.
They're
we
not
use.
communist. They're really not. They're really
They're
not.
the
They,
same
they
voting
have a
machines we used in
capitalistic.
2020.
They have a capitalistic economy. They're not. To say that they're communist, they're not. They're not. They're the lightest form of communism you can possibly
Listen,
get.
They'll be.
I'm just saying they're not communist.
They'll be communists till the day that I die. dude.
Maybe the people who are running it
commies.
are like old school commies.
They started communists.
Right.
They're communists.
Well, they didn't start it, but I understand what you're saying. That again, I don't think that they're communist.
You're
I
not
think China's
swaying me.
communist.
You're not swaying me on this.
I think China's communist.
They're fucking dude. It's crazy.
China's way more like open about how much they lock their people down.
Are they allowed to leave?
China?
Like I don't understand.
know.
Why does anyone live there?
It's a lot of people that live there. Well, again, it's not that bad. It's like communism. I'm telling you, it's a different
Yeah,
vibe.
they just like track your face and have a social credit score for you.
Well, think
and-
about how much me and you have to be careful about saying, or else people will, we'll get red flagged or we'll be on a watch list somewhere or
Talking
something
about
like that.
YouTube? Oh, me and you are on a fucking watch list.
100%. But I'm saying we're on probably a violation list somewhere or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, understand that, guys. If you're talking about things around your phone
If
or
you're
any kind of
watching
electric
this-
device,
If you're watching this video right now,
you might
probably
be flagged. But yeah, if you've
Absolutely.
ever said anything that dissents from the government in any way, you are flagged. You're not on like a no-fly list or something crazy, but you are flagged, and that your conversations are listened to on a pretty regular basis.
Can I get a timestamp?
Yeah, it's about 9:40.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
so we're about an hour deep.
Yeah, we started at like 8:50. Ooh,
Yeah.
9:56. So yeah, we're an hour in.
Got another hour.
But yeah, it's like I don't think things are nearly as bad for people. And again, you grow up in China, you're
You
there.
don't fucking know any better.
Their internet is very limited, so they don't see they can, but if you're a good law-abiding citizen, you're not gonna get the VPNs and then go on the dark web to look shit up.
But people that come here from there are like, dude, fuck that place. I will never go back.
Sure, yeah, once they're here.
But you're just saying they're
Yeah,
kind of brainwashed.
I think most people
they think it's good by their standards.
I think most people are just like,
and they
it
also,
could be worse.
They also probably look at it like, oh, we could be in North Korea. Like this could be
exactly.
This could be worse.
North Korea is bad. North Korea is like old school communism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
completely
100%.
locked down, completely sheltered away from the world.
Are they allies with Russia still?
They are technically. Yeah. And this is in the common current news cycle. They've actually been sending troops to Russia.
Wow.
Yeah, to help out. To help out with the artillery. So they're sending
115-pound malnourished troops over.
Oh no, the troops live good.
Russia.
No, the troops live good. The troop lives
the people.
Yeah. Well, here
so
you're gonna find this really funny. So they don't have internet in North Korea at all.
Yeah.
It's illegal, right? So they're all these dudes that are stationed in Russia right now. Apparently, they had a pretty big problem with these dudes finding out about internet porn.
Oh, and just beating it senseless.
Masturbating themselves to they're
Blister.
hurting themselves.
Yeah, blister dick.
Bro, they're blistering their little dicks, dude. I just thought that was the fucking funniest thing, dude, is that they're just over there
holy shit.
Holy shit. Just fucking just can't stop, just chronically masturbating. I just thought that was so fucking funny, bro. But yeah, they got this little taste of freedom,
You're full of shit if you don't think it's cold in here.
I mean, I'm honestly not cold.
This fucking guy.
I run hot, bro. I'm made for cold weather.
Oh yeah, he had to go buy a pair of fucking pants because he went to fucking work in shorts.
Yeah, you mean when I had to be outside in the wind in the 30 fucking degree weather?
Cold.
Yeah, and shorts. I'm not a fucking idiot, but it's not cold in here. Do you want me to go shut that off?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Am I cool?
Fine.
Am I cooling you out?
No, I'm fine.
Good. I want to cool you out. But anyway, I thought that was very funny. But yes, they're sending troops over there for artillery. So they're running artillery stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because they're sending their artillery shit to Russia.
Why does Russia need North Korean artillery shit?
It's technically old Russian artillery, just so we're all clear on that.
Yeah,
but I don't know because they're out of it. I don't know. I really don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't.
I know.
Whole shit with
that one looks bad.
Yeah,
that one looks bad.
Come on, dude.
That one looks bad, but again, you have to remember Russia is not trying to destroy or wipe Ukraine off the map.
I still don't believe you. I still don't believe them.
They're not.
They got guys rocking SKSs over there right now.
Russia?
They're in trouble.
Russia has SKS rockers?
Yeah.
Maybe the little fucking North Korean dudes. They don't want to give them the good AKs.
No.
I doubt it.
That's not what I've heard. That's not what I've seen from guys on YouTube that are posting. American guys that are going over there on YouTube and killing fucking Russian people.
You gotta fucking be careful with that shit, dude. I think 99% of the little clips you see from the Ukraine-Russia war are total bullshit.
You think it's just
propaganda? 100%. I think that they're dudes doing it for views. I've never seen a person killed on any of those. Never once.
I have.
Sure you have, and it was all blurred out. You don't know what the hell's going on. Could be acting. I'm telling you right now, there's so few and far between. 90% of them are somebody sitting in a fucking ditch, and it's just the sounds of gunshots, or like the ones where an artillery round hits, and then there's sand. Bullshit. You put C4 in the sandbank and you let it go off. We're really taking the fucking hits over here. I just don't think they are.
Tell me all about it. Fucking tell you the video I watched.
Tell me about the one video you watched.
I've watched several from this guy.
Versus how many have you seen where nothing's happening?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
The vast majority.
I watched this one specifically. I really don't think you could fake this. There was a guy. He was up in a fucking 2-story building, fucking shooting down at them. They got right underneath them. They surrounded the fucking building. Literally, you could see the guy standing and shooting through the window. They fucking threw a frag up there. It blew up. They fucking showed the aftermath. The guy was in a million fucking pieces.
Okay.
That fucking nade for sure.
And that one for sure. And again, I'm not saying the whole war is cap.
I know.
I'm saying majority of the videos you see, I think,
propaganda. So you think 100%. That Ukraine's kicking their ass? I don't think Ukraine's kicking their ass.
I don't think that they could if they tried their very, very best.
I don't think so either, Alston. Because guess what?
Ukraine is a shithole.
Ukraine's a shithole country.
It's like, what are we
fucking
pretending?
dump,
It's a
dude.
shithole that's getting money pumped into it. And please,
you know what they're good at?
please, God, for a second, don't believe that that money that we're sending over there is actually going to military supplies.
Do you know what
Maybe
they're
a
good at?
quarter of it, and that's a big number.
They're good at farming potatoes. That's what they're good at, dude.
Yeah, and wheat.
And wheat.
Look,
And that's all Ukraine's good at.
I think they're,
They bring nothing to the table.
they bring nothing to the
It's
table.
just
Well, they say it's
crazy.
Europe's breadbasket.
Yeah.
They do a lot of farming there. They're an agricultural country.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
And Russia is
It's
potatoes, caviar, vodka, and
It's nothing
very, very
worth-
rich oil.
It's nothing worth fucking spending billions of dollars on.
No.
$50 billion.
What are we doing? I don't know. It's a weird, something happened there. Some kind of deal was made. Somebody's getting their fucking hands greased. Like, no way. I don't believe that for a second.
What's his name? Kaczynski or whatever.
All the money that we've injected, they can't win that war by now.
What's the guy's name? Prime Minister.
Zelensky.
Sorry.
The comedian, the stand-up comedian.
He's probably got a video of Joe Biden sucking his dick or something crazy.
He might. Or Hunter.
Him piping Kamala or Hunter.
Oh, shit, dude. Hunter and Joe.
Yeah.
Fucking at the
Just
same
fucking
time.
slobbing on his knob.
What they tried to say about Trump, wasn't it that he hooked up with Russian tranny hookers or something like that, and they had a video of it? Do you remember that? No? That was pretty good.
Did they have it?
No, of course not. Don't you think we would have known about that by now?
There's no such thing as chicks with dicks.
They're just dudes with tits.
Yep.
I do love that. But yeah, I don't know. That's fucking, that whole thing, man, needs to go away tomorrow.
But these fires in California?
These fucking fires in California, guys. Yeah. What else? We were going to talk about the bombing, the Cybertruck
Oh, Jesus.
blowing up in front of the Trump building in Las Vegas. Wait, that one was Las Vegas, right?
I feel like that was a setup.
Well, what was the other one? The other one with the dude hitting a bunch of people in the car.
New Orleans?
Yeah, and Nolans.
He was a
French
guy
call.
that got turned down by ISIS, I believe is what they said. Supposedly.
Got turned down. I thought he was
Supposedly.
radicalized.
Yeah.
I thought he claimed to be part of ISIS. Did ISIS not claim him?
I think he didn't. No, I don't think.
Bro, you got to fuck up real bad
to not get claimed by
Yeah, you
ISIS because they'll take anything right now, dude.
Think about what a fucking loser you are if you do a terrorist act, right? And even ISIS is like, nah, he's not with us. That guy? Nah. He doesn't meet our specifications.
He wouldn't cut it around here.
That's fucking crazy, dude. The ISIS
dude,
reject.
Dude, that's the shit that I'm talking about, though, man. People are like, oh, why do you need guns? Why do you need guns?
That.
Shit like that.
Yeah, shit like that.
Just shit like that, dude.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know much about it. So how many people died?
I don't know. It was like 30 or something.
30 people?
Well, no, 30 or 40 were injured.
Okay.
I think 10, anywhere from 10 to 15 died or something like that. Which we speak that's not a whole lot. That's
I know. It's a lot. It's terrible.
It's
yeah.
fucking horrible.
We're just so fucking jaded, right? If it's not 20 and up, it's not a big tragedy anymore. And it is crazy that we're that jaded about this type of shit.
Bad about that was with the school shootings because immediately people want to attack the Second Amendment. I'm like, it sounds terrible, but I'll fucking say it right now. You can't put a number on the amount of kids that could be murdered to where I would actually fucking consider just giving the government my guns.
Well, and the thing about the school shootings is almost every fucking one of them is weird. I'm sure that there's legit stuff, but there's too many
we
that are
even say school shootings. I guess it's really just mass shootings.
Just mass shootings in general, yeah. Because all of them are so fucking weird. The Las Vegas guy was so weird.
Can we actually talk about that?
Sure.
If you really believe that one man did all that, you're a fucking retard.
You are kind of dumb.
You are a retard.
But again, so many people get lied to. They AR-15 can kill 100 people in 60 seconds. It's no way.
Hold on.
Do you know how many? No fucking way. You can't do that.
This is where I'm going to stop you though. How do you not look and see the amount of equipment that he had in that hotel room and just know there's no way you could bring all that shit up by yourself?
Nothing happened.
With no one asking questions.
He was a totally normal guy. and then just snapped and decided to kill. I think that was like close to 50 people he got, right? Yeah. That was one of the biggest ones. I think that was the largest
And I can
mass
tell you right
shooting.
now, he was not using a bump fire stock.
No fucking way. Go listen to the... No, it just doesn't... But that's what's frustrating is all people get is the news media. The news media lies. They're in on it. They lie. They come up with the cover-up story.
Who are these people that are that fucking lazy though to not like, dude? You can just do a Google search, like
They don't need to.
Las Vegas shooters fucking room.
But that's what I mean.
See all the shit.
But that's what I mean about how easily, again, we're just sheeps in a line, and most people, I would say we're now down to Gen X and Boomers that still go off of like whatever CNN or Fox News says.
Boomers are dwindling, dog.
Like, and that's what I mean. We're down to those last two generations where
What do you think's
they
gonna
trust
happen?
everything the news says. The news is like, that's it.
When they phase out and die out, what do you think's gonna happen? Do you think that money even recirculates or goes back down to?
It is odd. I mean, think about all the
Buffalo?
houses that are going to be left. I don't know. It's going to be a big transfer of wealth, but unfortunately, I think that companies have positioned themselves
to take over that.
to take that wealth one way or another. There's no way they're going to let that transfer back into the people's hands. They're just not. That was the last generation to have the American dream.
Well, yeah, they could work a bullshit job.
Because you think of Gen X,
millionaires.
You think of Gen X, most of them lost whatever wealth they were able to accrue through their 20s and 30s in 2008.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, not even just that. I mean, they're going to be fucked on Social Security.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gen X won't probably get Social Security.
When you look at the numbers in that, it's crazy.
How over it is, how stretched it is.
I want to say what the video that I watched was like on average, most people put in to the Social Security system was like $2 to $3 million over their lifetime, and they might receive $600,000 back.
Yeah, so we should be way over.
Yeah,
but we're not.
No,
we're way under. We're way negative.
It's fucked up. But at what point do we say, "Hey, enough is enough"? We're just gonna cut because
we're not going to.
What is that? Almost, I think. 5 to 7% of your income, I believe, goes to Social Security.
Yeah, which isn't much when you think about it.
Taxed income.
Yeah, I mean it's not much if you think about it. But again, it's a
lot. It adds up.
We're not going to. That's what I'm saying. I have such I know I'm real cynical, and I'm always the guy bringing it down and you know what I mean. But we're not. We believe everything the news tells us. As long as everything's good, we're great. Everything's fine. Nothing's going to happen. No one knows. No one knows that we've already hit peak oil production and that we're desperately trying to find more. No one knows that.
If we find Greenland, or if we get Greenland, and dude, 300 million barrels of oil is a lot.
Billion.
300 billion barrels of oil is a lot.
It's a lot, but it runs out eventually. I mean, how much... What are we at now? Aren't we at 50 billion a day production?
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I really want to. I want to Google that, but it'll take up too much time. I'm not good at multitasking.
We'll take your word for it.
Take my word for it, but I'll say it's anywhere from 20 to 50 billion a day of oil production. Oil that we pull out of the ground every day is anywhere from 30 to 50 billion barrels. We have already hit peak. They did a whole thing about this, and two of the people, one of the guys that produced it and one of the main guys that was in it, the documentary, they both mysteriously killed themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
They shot themselves in the head twice.
Yeah, they shot themselves in the back of the head twice and threw themselves off a bridge. Very, very sad. Very sad. But so they're gone. And they came up with, and I can't even find that documentary anymore. I'll have to hit up my boy. He had it on DVD, but you can't even find it anymore. But it just basically talked about how we have hit peak oil production. And the whole thing, they even talking about this. Now, you got to remember, this was 10 years ago that this thing came out.
So can I stop you and ask you a
question? Well, real quick, they were talking about whole thing with EVs and electric cars and stuff like that. But they said, unfortunately, the only thing that we have figured out, and again, scientists and geologists have been working on this for much longer than you think. Around the 70s, we started figuring out that there's only so much oil in the world, and that that usage of that oil is going to keep going up. It's going to keep doubling basically every 2 to 4 years.
Fucking population. All
Right?
that shit,
Population growth. And not only that, but all the countries that are developing and using
Starting to
more
use
and more
more
energy.
oil.
We need to figure out a way to sustainably come up with an idea that works, right? The only idea that they've come up with that actually works, still to this day, is nuclear power. And
You
I don't.
should have- dude.
Do you hear about any nuclear power plants being built
but you
within the
should-
last 10,
you
15 years?
Well, supposedly, yeah. But it's only for Microsoft. But 3 Mile Island or whatever, they're
Gonna bump that back up for Microsoft, yeah, for production,
just for Microsoft,
which means
is
they're buying it.
Pretty wild.
Now, how does a private company own a nuclear reactor?
Buddy,
I'm not sure
All
how
of
that
them-
works.
buddy. All of them are privately owned.
Mm-mm. No way.
You should look into that.
I will look into that. But is it like a situation where it's like a prison?
No,
Where it's like it's privately owned, but it's subsidized and monitored?
it's not monitored. They do their own monitoring.
Prisons or
The nuclear power plants.
no way.
Yeah.
I will fight you tooth and nail on that.
You can Google that right now if you
You're
want.
saying something that has the ability to kill 100 million people at any point is not, there's no government regulation on that?
I'm sure there is government regulation, but it's not to the extent that you're talking about.
Who are they selling? So that's private companies selling the power, what, to us, to utility companies?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That blows my mind. That absolutely, I don't know. We're going to,
I'm serious.
I wanna Google it really
up,
bad.
Pull it up and Google it. I'm not even kidding.
hold on, let me just check Siri. Yo, Siri, what up, bitch? Hey, are nuclear power companies privately owned? I probably said that wrong. Nuclear power reactors. As of 2010, all operating nuclear power plants have been developed by state-owned or regulated electric utility monopolies.
So like FPL.
But they're state-owned.
But owned doesn't mean 100% ownership. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This just goes into a whole, it took me to Wikipedia.
So I'll tell you from what I learned in my college class that was on this. I took an actual class at EKU that was literally, I'm trying to remember the exact name, but it was essentially monitoring, like, what would you call that? Like the energy industry and safety codes and ethics within those industries. So like major power plants.
Yeah, you're talking about the safety aspect of it. Yeah.
Nuclear power plants. Well, it intrigued me because like a lot of these power plants have like a weird name. It's not like fucking, Punta Gorda, nuclear whatever plant.
Well, like that said, though, it's state-owned utility monopolies.
Yes.
So like FPL is a state-owned utility monopoly.
But they'll have like Franklin L. Miller power plant.
But what I see what you're saying, where it's not like a federal.
No, yeah, it's not.
It's not like
at all.
federally owned and operated.
They have a lot of it.
It's not government
a
workers.
A lot of it's third-party inspections that they hire people to do. The workers can only work there for 3 months a year.
Wow.
Which is tits.
Well, that is absolutely terrifying. And in some weird way, kind of comforting. Because I feel like government is so inefficient and shitty. Right? Yeah.
Way better.
Whereas like privately owned, their main resource, they want to make money.
Yeah, they want to be lean and mean.
But
yeah,
that's, making money and applying, abiding by every safety regulation also don't mix.
But they're also a lot more thorough with their hiring processes too. I mean, like literally look at the government. They
don't want
essentially begging people to work for them at almost all levels.
Yeah, in the private sector, you don't want dipshits in there
to
lose you money. Though.
Exactly.
Again, it is the bottom line is
but
about
the government
money. It's not
can
about
lose money
safety
because they can just print more money.
But the problem is like if one of those had like a leak, for instance, like 3 Mile Island. 3 Mile Island is a great example.
It's bad.
They had a leak for like 10 years that they just didn't tell anybody about.
Yep.
They're like, it'll just fix itself, I guess. What was the plan?
Probably.
Fukushima was leaking for like 6 months and nobody said shit.
Probably just to make enough money to recover from whatever costs.
Fukushima had a reactor meltdown in 2011. It's located on the coast of
Leaked
Japan.
out in the Pacific Ocean.
It leaked out so much radiation because it was water cooled. So they took in seawater to cool the reactors,
and they just let
but
it
was
back
never supposed to touch. Well, it was never supposed to touch the actual graphite rods, but this had a leak, so the reactor was actually leaking radiation into the cooling water, and then that cooling water was being put back out into the ocean.
That was a graphite rod cooled. reactor.
Yes, but the water that was touching the graphite rods was only supposed to be temperature cooled by the fresh water.
I want to
But
say
since there was a leak in the actual core, there's the huge concrete
the pylons.
feet worth of it.
Yeah.
But if there's a crack in that, radiation can seep out of that, and it was
Yeah.
seeping out into the cooling water that was getting sucked up, and essentially like a radiator. Like the water in your radiator doesn't actually touch your motor or
No,
your
it just cools
right.
the
It
radiator
just
itself.
goes through, and then the air goes through the fans and the vents
You get
and
cold
cools the water inside the radiator
Yep.
or whatever, the liquid inside the radiator.
Yep.
Right. This is air cooled. So that's essentially what was happening. It was cooling. It wasn't actually touching.
I want to say,
But the radiation was leaking through and
wanna say a
contaminating
lot
the
of
water,
them
and
have
then that water was
gotten
going
rid
back out.
of the graphite rods, especially after what happened with Chernobyl.
I don't think there's any other way to do it.
I think there's another material. I might be wrong.
Borium or whatever they use.
I think Chernobyl was using graphite not just for the rods, but they were actually using molten graphite to help cool and keep moving.
So the
reactor.
graphite,
You're
the
talking about
graphite,
the actual rods that touch the core.
yeah, the
Yes.
graphite and borium just encases the actual rods because
No,
the rods get so hot.
With Chernobyl, they were actually using molten, like liquid graphite, essentially to cool the reactor.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know much about nuclear reactors, but the little bit that I do know, that seems like a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, when they
So-
blew up, that was the fucking. You watched the Chernobyl.
Well, again, it's because they overheated and
did.
the backup
It
pump didn't kick in.
Yeah,
That's
but
the same thing that happened
backup
in
didn't, the
Fukushima.
The backup pump on that one didn't work for fucking, and they knew it didn't work for
Yeah,
fucking years.
see, they had a shit ton of safety violations, which is and that was government run.
Yeah.
But that was Soviet government, so it's
Yeah,
like
that's what-
they're hard to compare.
I think the guy who was running it previously was like some sort of fucking major or something in the fucking Russian army, and they're just
Yeah, he
like,
knew nothing
You're
about
in
it.
charge
yeah.
of this nuclear reactor now.
Yeah, even still, the whole point, if we were actually serious about moving away from oil dependency,
And going
the
into
first thing that we
nuclear.
would do is build more reactors, and we would try to levitate that science a little bit. Create a safer situation to use nuclear, maybe smaller plants more frequently, that if they did melt down, the amount of radiation that would leak out wouldn't be like this huge deal. It could be contained easier. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we should have backups in situations where we can completely lock it. There's a leak, there's an
They
overheat.
should be
Lock the whole
out
thing down.
Rule BFE.
Yeah.
Where like literally nothing.
Where there's
is near
nothing
them.
around. Yeah. I mean something, right? Like, there's got to be a way. And look, you're talking to two retards here. If we're coming
Speak
up
for
with
yourself.
solutions like this just off the cuff, it's been thought about, it's been talked about, and there's a reason why they aren't. So what the
Which
fuck?
is scary because that might mean that nuclear is that unsustainable, but they just keep acting. Oh no, these nuclear power plants are perfectly fine. Well,
It's a great point. I mean, what are they so scared of to build more?
if I can tell you right now, if we were attacked by an EMP, it would be a major fucking issue for nuclear power plants. I think they can
For sure. Well,
even
then you need to
then,
hook it up to solar power.
I think they need power.
Solar, wind, water.
Yeah, I think they need power. I would be interested to see
Yeah,
what would
absolutely
happen
they
if they
need-
lost power.
Well, here's the interesting thing about a nuclear power plant is it actually generates power.
yeah, but I don't know if you could therefore just use that.
Why wouldn't you?
There might be a way that they do that.
So
man.
it creates power through steam,
Yep.
right? So the rods get super fucking hot, and then they dunk those super fucking hot rods in water,
Makes a steam.
and it vaporizes that water into steam, and then that steam is channeled and pressurized and used as power to spin giant turbines that generate electricity.
Yep.
So it is essentially a self-contained system that'll never go bad, not
Well, you're
in
saying
any of our lifetime.
Why couldn't they fucking maneuver that to where it would literally just keep running itself?
Yeah, it should. It should be able to run
Doesn't-
itself.
Well, I'm sure there's a reason why it can't.
I don't know that it can't.
I don't think it can.
I don't see why it wouldn't be able
They
to.
have backup.
Unless this whole nuclear power thing is a total
Well,
scam and it
was
doesn't
the
actually
thing-
work the way they say it
That was the
does.
thing with Chernobyl that caused part of the meltdown was that the
power outage.
power went out and they had no way to, cool it down.
Because of the backup pumps.
Yes.
Interesting. But why wouldn't the power that it generates be redirected back into the building? That doesn't make sense.
Maybe
to
there's
me.
no way for them to do that in a small enough amount where it would just, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe it would be way too much and it would just fucking fry something. I don't
We
know.
understand
Like
electricity
I said,
better than that.
We don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, we could
This is way
create
over our
resistance. Yes, we're not.
We're not nuclear physicists.
We
by
are
any means.
retarded. But I just mean like that. If the theory is true that nuclear power is self-sustaining and self-creating power,
Then why couldn't these just
then why
run
wouldn't it
nonstop?
power the plant first and foremost? Why wouldn't that be its first and foremost? If anything, if there was some kind of power outage and it was somehow going to get overloaded, it should back up into like an auxiliary mode where it only powers the plant. Right? At the very,
Seems
very
like a good
least,
idea.
everybody else loses power, but the plant is maintained by its own power that it's generating itself. It's like saying one of those wind turbines, you know, oh well, power's out, wind turbine ain't working. It generates
It's generating its own power.
electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah, how can it not work? You know what I mean? I don't know. And same thing. They've done a lot of research with magnets. You know, repelling magnets, creating magnets and springs.
And using magnets
Yeah.
to force, or using the force from magnets
Right.
to push and pull things. Yeah.
Well, you know, as long as you get like the kinetic energy, you know. So if the magnets can repel, and then they're constantly repelling away from each other, and then the spring, the tension in the spring stretching, and then bringing it back, and then repelling and
Well, it's
bringing
those-
it back,
those magnetic
creates that
trains.
circular motion, right? And then
probably
you
could-
create.
they
Of course they
could
fucking could.
100% use magnets for fucking power.
Of course they fucking could.
Yeah.
Of course they could. And magnets are the same thing, where it's like they don't go bad for like a really
and
long
you're
time.
not getting nuclear material, but you can also recharge a magnet.
Fucking Nikola Tesla was pulling electricity out of the air, dude. He was running copper lines from the ground
God.
and pulling the our electromagnetic
Oh, fuck. I was
field
gonna
that we
fucking
naturally
bum rush
have.
you lucky fucker. I was gonna fucking, because you always do this shit where you play devil's advocate. Well,
Yeah.
Grant, if you believe this, then you know why is this too far fetched?
Yeah.
I had your ass dead to fucking rights.
What do you got
and
me
you
on?
Fucking politician me like a
What? Just
motherfucker.
now?
No, like literally 40 minutes ago.
What did you what?
You just kept yapping.
Oh, sorry. So what did I
no,
what did I
fucking-
what did I do the
No,
old
so you
DC
were- so you were
dip and
going-
twirl on?
You were going on a rant about these guys and their oil movie, right? Peak
Mm-hmm.
oil production. You'll believe these cocksuckers, but you won't believe science. And you won't believe the scientists. Why would you believe these two guys who made this documentary, but then you don't believe scientists about space?
You mean the guys that have billions and billions of dollars invested in this stuff that want to make sure that they don't completely lose everything tomorrow? I don't know. The guy who's more, I believe the guy who's self-interested and self-motivated, right? Because like with space, there is no self-interest or self-motivation. There's nothing. There's nothingness to it, right? It's just a big, vast, empty place with no life, and it's infinity squared. So it's
You
not
say
only
that, but we found pyramids on Mars.
did we
Yeah, we
show
did.
them to me.
Yeah.
Show them to me. Show
I'll
me
show
the
you them.
pictures. Show
I'll
me the
show you
pictures
them.
again. Show me the pictures that
With
aren't
science.
edited.
I'll show
You know what I
you them
mean?
right
Just
now.
show me one fucking picture of Earth that's not edited. Show me one that
Regardless,
doesn't exist,
I
people.
do find it funny.
Because there's a dome. There's a dome over the Earth. It's called the firmament.
It's because of your fucking the way that your mind works is an enigma.
I don't trust
You believe some people,
Then
you don't believe others.
Well, again, I don't think the guys that got together and made a
Do you trust
documentary
me?
to tell only sometimes. I don't think the guys that got together and made a documentary about something that they personally had billions
Vested
of dollars
interest.
vested in and could only hurt their business, right? Like they told the truth about something that could only hurt them. And they told the truth about something that also could hurt other multi-billion-dollar corporations, to the fact that those multi-billion-dollar corporations decided that these guys are being a little too loud
And we should kill them.
and they should kill themselves.
Dude, let's keep bouncing around because fuck having structure.
Yeah.
It's really wild to me that
We tried.
Yeah, we tried like for like an hour, but fuck you. Dude, these whistleblowers from all these different companies just keep getting smoked, and
Yeah.
nobody
Nobody
like,
cares.
It just no one gives a fuck.
No one cares.
No one gives a fuck.
It's crazy.
Dude.
Aliens.
I think like 6 out of the 10 Boeing whistleblowers are dead.
Yeah. Well,
There-
they got so depressed.
Well, there's another
know?
company that's having like a similar issue where something got leaked out, and then fucking multiple people stepped forward and said, "Oh, we fucking knew about that." Fucking, they're getting smoked.
Gonzo,
right?
baby. Yeah.
It's like no one's interested in this. The FBI's not interested in this. Local law enforcement, like anyone, does anyone care that these people are getting fucking murdered?
That's exactly why I don't believe any of those motherfuckers, dude. They're all liars. They're all self-interested. You know what I mean? But yeah, that is fucking crazy. Again, same thing with the oil guys. You come out, you tell the truth, you get popped in the back of the head. I think that that's truthful. Like, I think that they're telling the truth. They, especially now, the guys that are still coming out about stuff. When you come out about something that's like this huge corporation that could lose millions, if not billions, you're risking your life. You know you are. Like Edward Snowden, for instance, came out against the U.S. government to say that they're spying on you through all of your electronic devices. If you have an electronic device in your house that can transmit or receive a signal, it can fucking send a signal.
He's really lucky he got out alive.
Well, he almost didn't. They almost got his ass in Germany.
Yeah.
But he slipped. He got on that Russian plane instead of the whatever other country that was, some South American country.
No, they could have extradited him from, I'm sure.
Well, they intercepted the plane, and he wasn't on it.
Smart man, he bought 2 tickets.
He did. He bought 2 tickets.
Guess where
I'm
going?
He didn't buy any tickets. They came to get him.
Interesting.
It actually was almost a huge diplomatic fucking situation because they pulled like some high up government official off of one of the South American planes and like detained him. The U.S. military detained him in Germany, and they were about to have like a big diplomatic issue. They're like, you need to return our guy like right now or we're going to have an issue. And as America, we're probably like, what the fuck are you going to do, Belize? You know what I mean? Or whoever it was. But
make my day.
What the fuck? Do you remember Grenada? Why don't you fucking chill out? But yeah, no, he got it. And then Russia sent a plane with like military guys or whatever their secret service is, Spetsnaz or whatever. And they went and got him.
Throw axes and shit.
The Spetsnaz guys?
Yeah.
Do they throw axes?
Did you see those stupid fucking videos of them doing like dumb training shit?
Hey, at least they're cool.
I guess.
Dude, their military fucking advertisements are way cooler than ours, dude. Ours is like black chicks and trans people. They're like,
join the army.
Join the army.
We'll pay for your transition.
Yeah, we'll pay for your boob job. Like, dude, it's so bad, bro. It's all just like gay, trans, and black. And like, if I was black, I'd be pissed. Like, hey, whoa. Why you keep grouping me in with trans and gay people, man? Yeah. Like, what the fuck? I'm just a normal person, dude. Like, I'm not with that. Like, why? Have you ever noticed that? Like, they always group black people in with gay people.
Have you ever noticed that there is a lot of gay black people?
There's quite a few, actually. And I'll tell you this. There's even more probably black people that are not about that gay shit whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
Whatsoever, dude.
They are.
You think we're homophobic the way we talk, dude? Get a couple of fucking brothers in here.
They're bad.
They will fucking drop f-bombs all over the place.
They fucking do not.
They don't play that shit at all. So it's so weird to me that like to be a black guy like flipping through commercials and just see like, oh, god damn it, there it is again, man. Why are they always putting us with the gays? What the fuck do we have to do with gay people? We're just normal fucking ass people, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, dude, look at these marginalized societies.
They are fucking brutal about that shit. They
don't fucking play it.
I'd get fucking nasty looks. I think I talked about this before. I'm bringing it up again. I like to be a tension breaker. You know, we'd get done with practice. Everyone's fucking tired, pissed off, and all this shit back in college.
Shoot a joke here or there.
Yeah, you know, I'd fucking, crack a joke or whatever. So one day we fucking ran out of towels.
Good move.
Right? So we got a shower. There's no fucking towels, really? So I grabbed the fucking hand towel and fucking, just wrapped it around my shit, just covered up my dick and my balls. And I just walked around like, guys, team's making major fucking cutbacks, man. These are the new towels. You guys got to get on with this. We got to figure it out. It is what it is. Man, cut that gay shit out, bro. Yeah. That shit gay as fuck.
Walking around with your ass out.
It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah. And it wasn't even gay. You were just joking around.
It was just
they don't fucking play that shit at all.
Joke, dude.
I just think it's weird. But yeah, at least their commercials are cool. And our commercials are all about fucking gay stuff and being a woman in the military. And it's like, whatever. Like, just shut the fuck up about it, dude.
I'm tired of...
Shut the fuck up.
The pull... And this actually does go back to the fires in California. No fucking joke. The whole diversity thing I think it's not bad to want more races, I guess, to be involved in, the fire department or the police department, whatever. I don't think that's bad because you're going to come on calls, right, where you're dealing with a black person. And
sure.
Maybe, the black guy
you can relate a little bit better.
Relate a little bit better.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's completely cool, dude. But
it's perfect sense with
to
cops.
Go as far as say we want more women and gay people are not a race. You're not a race of people. Sorry, you're not. You're just fucking
people with
depraved. Have
different sexual. It's so weird.
Sexual
it's so weird.
feeling.
Well, it's like what we were talking about, dude. Have a parade for people who like stepsister porn. Because it's the same concept of what you're talking about. It's whatever your
it's a fetish.
What gets you off, like what your sexual preference is.
The word's fetish. But it's just wild to think that's. How is that valid?
It's a virtue now. It's
what if you
like
get on a call for
an
a gay
entire
person?
Person's personality. Who you fuck, what you like sexually is now your entire personality. It's your entire lifestyle. It's weird.
It is.
It is weird.
It's cultish.
Very cultish. Yeah, and the whole
Tribal.
DEI thing, man, we're just really driving that into the fucking ground.
Well, like I said, I think it's fine with races, like whatever. I can kind of get on board with that
Who cares?
When it comes to some things.
Yeah.
Like I said, public service, I could see how that would be a strong suit. Sexual preference means fucking nothing. What are you gonna butt fuck a guy on the fucking call? Like, this guy broke his arm. Oh, let me rape him real quick.
Hold on, this guy's gay. Let me talk to him. I speak their language.
Just starts making out
with him. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
No, the only thing I don't get about the DEI shit though is how they push women into like certain jobs that like. I'm not going to say that they're not qualified for, but it definitely seems way less likely that a woman would be as effective as like dragging my big old fat ass out of a burning building than like you. Do you know what I mean?
So that's
like,
funny you say that because the gay black woman fire chief. Sorry, I'm having a fucking retard moment.
Are you cold?
I'm a little cold.
I could tell you're cold.
Well, the nicotine's hit me hard. I got 4 pouches total in my mouth right now.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So we're moving. The heart rate's pumping.
I'll go shut it off.
No, this is going to be a good next 40 minutes, hopefully.
Your rant.
Or it could go really bad. So the gay black fire chief, black woman fire chief, who drives a Subaru.
Does she, in fact, drive a Subaru?
No, but she definitely does. Let's be honest here. Literally said that in a commercial. Well, if your husband, because I guess, one of the things we're commonly asked, do you really want a woman firefighter? Is she going to be able to carry my husband out of a fire? Well, first of all, if your husband is in a fire, I don't know how he got himself in there in the first place.
He's in the wrong place, and
dumb
I saw that.
Fucking bitch. Okay, yeah, I get what you're trying to make a joke, but like, do you? That's a serious.
Is this the time for jokes right now?
That's a serious fucking question.
You realize half of fucking L.A. and fucking Pasadena are burnt down, ma'am? Like, is this really the time for jokes?
Well, I don't think that was like from previous. That wasn't
previous.
During the fire.
Okay.
That was,
previous.
Say, that was
rough.
previous.
Rough.
But like, that's a genuine question. We live in a fucking country where most people are fucking obese. So is you
can't
is
say
a
that
woman,
word anymore.
Even a fellow obese woman. Is she going to be strong enough to lift another fat person? We'll just say fat. I'm fat. It's like the N-word. You can say fat if you're fat, right?
It's pushing it.
Can a fat woman carry out a fat guy? Is she any stronger because she's fat?
No.
Is she any stronger because she's a woman?
No.
No and no.
No.
So make it make fucking sense.
Yeah,
Can
again.
a female firefighter do as much as a male firefighter? No.
No. And that doesn't make women less than, though.
No.
It's just like there are certain things that men and women are
do.
better at. Again, it's like you talked about doing a daycare or something, right? Like, again,
Perfect.
If you had an all-male run daycare for small children, you would feel way less comfortable about that than an all-woman run daycare, man or women. I don't care who you are.
Make this point. I'm going to say it because this is a great idea, but keep going.
But that's all I'm saying is you would feel way more comfortable with women because they're much more naturally inclined to be like nurturing and more gentle and patient with young kids than dudes. Doesn't mean that dudes can't do a great job, but it's just not our forte. It's not what we're built to do. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to say something, and then you got to check the battery too, because I just want to be.
Yeah, and
100%
I'll turn
sure.
that AC off as well.
No, leave it.
Sure.
I like it. I'm getting.
I'll turn it
good,
up at
I'm
least.
getting a good little quake and
nice
shake,
chill.
and then I'm fucking on top of that. I'm buzzing out of my mind right now. So
You know what? I'm gonna double up. You've inspired me.
these fucking loser liberals that love these
All of
trans
them?
people, yeah, all of them, that love these trans people so much and love them, right? Reading to their kids, having their kids sit on their laps,
Yeah, it gets
taking
weird.
them to fucking trans strip clubs or whatever the fuck it is, tranny shows.
Oh, drag
Why
shows
don't
or
they
whatever.
do a tranny daycare where it's literally just a bunch of men dressed as women watching after kids?
Okay, men dressed as women or like actual trans
It's
people?
the same thing.
Well, there's
I can
surgeries.
Yeah, no.
There's surgeries involved
They're
to be
not
considered trans.
They're not necessary. You can just be trans. You could be trans. Right
Whoa.
now. Put on
Yeah,
a
you're
dress
right actually
and
about
say you're a
that.
woman. I bet
You
they-
are right
I
about
bet
that,
they'd
dude.
eat that shit up. They'd be like,
They
my
would love
kid really needs.
Well, in certain places. I don't think Punta Gorda you'd be very successful.
No, it's got to be
But,
L.A.
yeah,
After
LA,
gets done
the big
burning
cities,
down,
yeah.
We'll start up a tranny daycare, and these uppity people can be like, "Oh, my son needs to be exposed to
Dude,
this."
you might be onto something.
I think I could be
So we just put on dresses.
really, really successful with this. Not us. There's enough.
Oh.
There's enough freaks in L.A. We could just get someone off the street, dress him up, and be like, "Oh, he's gay."
Like a homeless person?
Or I'm sorry, he's trans. He can definitely watch your kids.
Is there a difference between gay and trans?
Yeah.
Can you be trans but also straight?
Eh.
How's that work?
What do you consider straight? Because
If you're a dude and you go get like surgery and get like some bolt-ons, but you
Okay,
still
I'm glad
date
you're
girls,
Yep.
are you trans and straight?
Look at Caitlyn Jenner. He didn't,
Yeah.
He didn't even get his pecker chopped off.
Well, no, I think
he's-
most of them don't.
He's just raw dogging women.
Yeah.
Would you call him a lesbian? Is he a part of the LGBT? Well, he is part of the LGBT community, but is he also part
Is
of
he
the
also
lesbian?
lesbian? Yeah, I don't know.
You know what's a major issue that I didn't know? Is
How does that work? That actually
So-
is funny.
so
Like, how
this-
does that work?
This is wild. Did you know this was a thing? There's a bunch of trans women, chicks with dicks, guys with tits,
Okay.
that are joining lesbian dating apps and lesbian dating websites, and lesbians aren't happy about it.
Because they like women.
They do like women.
They don't like dicks.
But are they transphobic?
Yeah.
How can you be transphobic and be part of the LGBTQ community?
It's hilarious. It's the snake that eats its own tail. I mean, it is hilarious to see
It's
these
quite
people
literally
crumble.
a rooster in the hen house.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It really is. Yeah. Or the ones that they put into like all female prisons and then they like rape their cellmates and
how
like get
mad-
chicks pregnant.
How mad do you think a butch lesbian is when she goes down on a fucking chick? It's like, wow, this chick's hot, dude. She's got big tits. Like, can't believe she's into my fat, hairy butch ass.
Yeah.
And just gets slapped
She's
in
a
the
breeder
face by
with
a
a big old
bricked up
dick.
pecker.
Yeah.
Do you think what do you think their reaction is? Do you think they beat them up like a guy probably would?
Well, they do say that there's actually the highest cases of domestic abuse is in lesbian couples.
It's because it's even playing fields.
Well, you could say the same thing about gay dudes, but they don't have as high.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. I'd actually be willing for you to Google that.
Fuck, my phone's getting ready to die. Check the battery.
Oh, and they have the highest rate of divorce, too.
Really?
Lesbians, yeah.
Well, teleport back in this. No, fuck that. So Bill Burr had a bit on that, and he was saying how fucking, you go to a bar and you see a bunch of 40-year-old men. They just look fucking pissed off and miserable.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what you also see there? A bunch of fucking butch dyke lesbians look the exact same. They just look fucking terrible. You can tell they're just going through it. It's just a fucking
Yeah, because
rough
they're
time.
married to a woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the estrogen. But all
Yeah.
the gays, they're all super happy and
Yeah.
thrilled.
They
Is this
figured it out.
magnet on there?
Yeah, it
Is this
just
a
sticks.
magnet?
Mhm. I don't know how it fell off in the first place.
Science.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I do think that's funny. I did read somewhere where they have the highest rate of domestic abuse and divorce.
And it's more than gay dudes.
It's more than gay dudes. Gay dudes don't have as high of a rate of divorce, but they're up there with the domestic abuse too. Gay dudes have a higher rate of suicide.
Really?
Yeah, but trans have the highest of any marginalized group.
If a guy kills himself, how do they know he's gay?
What do you mean?
If he's like a single dude in his apartment and blows his brains out, right?
Well, if he never told anybody he was gay,
Do
they probably wouldn't know.
Do they check his internet browser?
They might just check his asshole. Like this
See
thing's
how loose this is?
this thing's pretty fucking beat up. I don't know. Yeah.
We're going out.
Yeah. But, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just find that interesting because even them are not happy, you know. But women just love to wake up randomly one day and decide they're not happy.
I'm not happy. I'm going to ruin everybody else's life.
Yeah, I think the whole feminism thing, man, we really fucked ourselves over, dude. We had such a peak of like society, like where like marriage was this sanctified institution, and like societally we all agreed that like divorce is bad. Like we're not gonna endorse it. You know what I mean? Like if a couple got divorced, it was kind of frowned upon, right? And like there's always situations like if your husband's beating the shit out of you and just wasn't gonna stop.
Yeah, but
it's a bad dude. You shouldn't be with him. These normal.
They martyr it now, though. It's the same thing as like, oh, you're gay. You're so brave. It's like, oh, you were a woman who was unhappy, who had 6 kids.
Right. Yeah.
With a husband who treated you perfectly fine. Oh, you're getting divorced. Good for you, queen.
Well, again, we've not only endorsed it societally, but we've like created this like weird spot. Like we've lied to women. Like women have lied to other women where they tell them that their feelings are valid. And like I don't mean that like.
They're not.
Shut up, woman. Your feelings not valid. But I mean, like, you base your life decisions off how you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
That's a crazy bad idea.
And
it's the biggest difference between men and women. Men are more, not that men are smarter, but just men are more, like, logical about, like, thinking of things through, like thinking through the long term of like, if I do this, this is the cause and reaction, whereas women are more based off of their feelings, which is a big disconnect between men and women because we can come off as like
a huge part.
For sure, we come off as more like cold and not like in touch with our emotions.
Calculated.
Exactly, yeah. But it comes off as we're not as in touch with our emotions. We're not as like sensitive to those things, whereas it's more just like, for instance, the age-old problem of a woman comes to a man and starts complaining about something. A man's brain starts trying to figure out how to fix that issue, where a woman just wants to be heard and just validated that this sucks. You know what I mean? And that's like the most basic fucking married thing I can think of. It's very true. Every married dude knows exactly what I'm talking about, where you've tried to fix your wife's problem and she got upset with you. She doesn't want you to fix her problem. She just wants you to hear her. Right. Yeah. She just wants you to agree with her that sucks. And you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, exactly. Like she doesn't need you to fix her problem, you know? And so I think we've lied to ourselves, especially women have lied to women, and media and everything, our society has lied to women and said, you know, your feelings are, every feeling you have right now is valid. And if you're not happy right now, then you need to be happy. You need to do whatever it takes to make yourself happy.
I think it's a lack
and that's just not how marriage works.
I think it's a lack of accountability.
You're not happy every minute of every day.
I think it's a lack of accountability from women on women. I feel like guys police themselves a lot more. Like if your buddy's doing scumbag shit, cheating on his wife, doing bad things,
for sure,
you're gonna tell him like, dude, you need to get your fucking life together.
Most dudes in a friend group would be like, dude, what the fuck? You need to get your shit together. Yeah. Like you can't be running around on your wife. Yeah.
Women will be like, oh yeah, like, you know, you're not happy.
He's neglecting you. You deserve this attention. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, for sure. And again, I do believe that's because that's societally enforced. I mean, how many times do you see where, like, even just in the classic sitcom, the man is this, like, dumbass, You know what I mean?
Kind
And
of
the
a piece of
woman is
shit.
the smart
Yeah.
one who like has to keep the world together because her man's just he'd forget his head if he didn't have it screwed on. You know what I mean?
Well, me
And
and
it's
Frankie
like
are actually like that. So.
I know, but but you know what I mean,
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
like it's just constantly reinforced that the woman is the smarter, more like logical decision maker
As of
in the
recently,
couple.
yeah.
And it's just not that way. Like it's just not. It's
Not
both.
in all cases.
It should be both,
It should
but
be
it's but it's not always where the man is just this brooding dumbass who knows nothing.
Yeah.
You know, or like even just in kid shows, how many even us growing up, the Nickelodeon kid shows, the dad was always like this retard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who never knew what was going on ever.
Yeah.
It was just la la la, you know, and the mom was the smart one who took care of everything.
I will say this. I think part of the reason why at a majority, because a majority of it is a woman typically is the one to, what is it, like 60%?
Initiates actually over 70%.
Yeah.
Over 70% of
I
divorces
think
are
part of that
initiated
is,
by
man,
women.
is a lot of them just don't have any fucking hobbies.
Yeah, they get bored.
Yeah.
They sit around and think about the relationship
Exactly.
more, or they don't have a job.
Whereas I'm
You know.
constantly distracting myself.
Yeah.
And it's not to like purposely get away from thinking
Well,
about that.
It's actually a really good point you just brought up. What do most women do in their off time?
I'd say maybe read
or
gossip
watch
with
shows.
friends. Watch shows that are about love and romance and the perfect man.
Mm-hmm. And how many
Read
of those
novels-
shows are
read novels
realistic?
about the perfect man?
Exactly.
None of them. Whoever Disney, dude, you guys are assholes.
It's
'Cause you've
everything.
made our lives just hell.
Think about the most popular books as of recently. There are all these like where this rich, really wealthy
you're talking
dude
about
comes and
fucking-
sweeps
what were
the
those-
average
what were
girl
those
off
books
her
called?
feet. 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes, there you go.
They were super popular,
Yeah.
and that genre has continued, and that's into movies, that's into TV shows. If you sit down and watch these girl shows, Jesus fucking Christ, they are so fucking brainless.
They're also
Think about all these. Of course, they're nothing but lies, but like they're so brainless. It's like
Dude.
hard to look at it and be like, you're not actually taking this seriously, are
let
you?
me explain something to you. If you showed up to a woman's house at fucking midnight playing music on a fucking boombox out in front
she'd
of her
call the
fucking
cops
house, she'd
on
call
you.
the fucking cops 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
If
That
you
is true.
if you fucking, bought a woman a thing of roses every day when you first start dating her, she would think you're a fucking psychopath.
She'd probably think you're a weirdo.
If you text them too much, they think you're fucking weird.
yeah.
If you want to hang out too much,
you
they
don't
think you're
want
fucking
that.
weird.
You don't want
Well, the truth of it, they really don't.
They don't, but they lie to themselves and they tell themselves they do. And again, it's not even. Again, we're putting too much responsibility on the average woman. It's not. They're constantly
Being told that. Yeah.
constantly in their face. Like, this is what you want. This is what you need.
If you
this
were
is what you
if
truly
you were
desire.
dating a
It's
guy
like not true.
and you fucking found out that he had a fucking sex dungeon in his fucking house, you would not be like, "Oh, strap me in."
Yeah, you wouldn't be
dude.
cool with it.
You would fucking run.
Yeah, but again, it's the fantasy of like being swept off your feet and this like
It's not
incredibly romantic.
And if it
like,
was real, like I said,
and
you
that's
wouldn't
not
like
to
it.
say that dudes shouldn't be romantic or do nice things.
No.
I'm not saying that that's not true, but like
There's too much.
there's too much of it, and you're lying to yourselves, and you're letting this media lie to you because it feels good, and it tricks you because you're feeling a certain thing, and you're looking at your normal, not a story, not written by somebody in Hollywood, probably a gay dude. Let's be honest. You're
Or
not
a very
like
unhappy, twice
right.
divorced woman.
Those stories are crafted to entertain you. They're not a reflection of how your life should be.
It's
And
not a
again,
reality.
social media too. Social media has just been nothing but a detriment to our society, like as a culture, because you're getting the small window of all the perfect moments of someone's life. You're not seeing the full picture that they have issues too. They have problems too. Their marriage isn't perfect either.
Those people
you know
who
what I mean?
post the most on Instagram, they're the most unhappy people.
A lot of the time they say that, especially there was a study that they did, and I've seen the meme a lot that says people that post about their relationship nonstop are the most insecure about their relationship.
Absolutely.
Which checks out as far as my life, because I don't post shit about my, I don't use social media hardly at all, and I'm kind of odd for that.
This is
but
the
like,
only social media posting that I
yeah,
actually
really,
do.
and this is for us. We just
Yeah.
like to do this, and then hopefully other people like to watch it and listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I do. I have like wondered how to address that, and I have wanted to say that because it's been a thing that's bothering me a lot lately, and just like all the I don't know, all the shows, all the movies, all the things, it's like it's nothing but a lie. And like if a girl isn't like grounded and knows like what a real relationship looks like, and just that's her only like view into what relationships and marriage should look like, they're never gonna be happy.
No.
They're never gonna be satisfied with anything because they think that this is what it should look like every moment of every day. And it's sad. I think it's part of what's driving up the divorce. That and social media. I do. I think you're making yourself way too accessible. Life didn't used to be that way.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if you were just gonna say because you see other people posting stuff, or if it's because like you just said,
The accessibility.
well, you
yeah.
can reach out to any of your exes within 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, you're essentially going to a high school reunion / bar every time you post
Facebook
something.
or
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, you really are. I
Every
mean,
time.
really think about it. You're exposing yourself to so many different people who are all have their secret motives. So you post a picture and you get 18 different guys on there telling you how beautiful and how hot you are and, oh, I would take such good care of you, right? Most of it's bullshit. They all just want to fuck you.
Yeah.
But it creates this like thing in your mind that, oh, I could do better, or I have all these options. Why am I settling for this thing?
I would say guy best friends don't exist, but I do have like 2 or 3.
They don't. They don't unless they're gay.
Well, it's like if the
How many girlfriends do you have?
well, now none because I'm in a relationship. But like
Right.
when
But before that,
no. So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
maybe your generation, not
No,
mine.
seriously, a smart man, right? If you have, and typically they're not very good looking. If you have a friend that is a girl, she has unlimited access to what you need. She can hook you up left and right, dude.
What do you mean?
Oh, all of her friends, just random girls even. Hey, fucking guy friend.
Okay, so you're looking at it
whose
almost from like
advice-
a wingman.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Best
So-
wingmen I've ever had were women. Absolutely.
And you didn't want to fuck these girls at all?
I mean, like to an extent, some of them. Hold on. Some of them, fuck no. Some of
They
them,
were
it was
ugly.
like one they've been ran through, or two. It's like
Ran through though, does that mean a drunk night?
like
you wouldn't-
friends, people I knew. If I was like really drunk to the
Yeah.
point where like I really wasn't making.
I'm
good
just
decisions.
saying the chances
the
of never,
possibility-
ever,
no,
ever.
No. I wouldn't say never, ever, but the possibilities, whatever.
Yeah, you weren't like friend zoning yourself trying to be in a relationship with this
No.
girl. But again, the
Are you saying
chances.
it's sparked because of?
No, I'm
is that
just
what
saying
you're
the chances were never zero that you could fuck them.
No,
and that's my point is it's never zero. Stop
it's
telling
never-
yourself
it's-
that this
well,
dude is
nothing-
not interested in you
dude,
sexually
nothing-
whatsoever.
Nothing is never 0%.
Yes, you the right moment happens. Men and women are men and women.
Yeah,
we're
100%.
wired to do that.
That's part of the reason why I think if you're in a serious relationship, you shouldn't even go out. Like if your guy friends are all going out, like there's a possibility that something could go terribly wrong.
There is.
There really is. And I'm saying as far as being unfaithful. I mean, dude, if you get drunk,
Or even just putting yourself into situations where rumors could happen. Even if you're a good dude
That's
and you
all it
wouldn't
takes.
do that, somebody sees you at a bar, some chick's
Oh,
trying
he
to
was
chat you
talking-
up.
yeah.
You were a perfect gentleman about the situation, but they saw it from across the bar. Oh, I saw your man chatting up this girl, flirting with her the other night. Now you've got an argument on your hands. You've got seeds of distrust. It's just not worth it, man. If you're gonna
live
go
in
out, take
fear.
your lady with you.
I live in fear with that. I agree completely.
When you get older and you're in a more serious relationship, just don't.
Or you just stay the fuck away from women.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, it's just like if you're like, for instance, if you're married, I don't think it's a great idea to have boys' night and girls' night. And if it is,
No.
it's like a structured thing. Like maybe you and your girlfriends
We're going
go
over
out
to
to like
Dave's house.
dinner or something. Yeah, or like, you know what I mean? Like not like going out and getting wasted.
People only go out to bars for so many reasons, but one of the main ones is to get with whatever I can't even say the opposite sex anymore.
Or to
But-
at least get noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like girls getting fucking dressed up all hot and shit to go out with their friends. It's like,
With their friends. It's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. We know it's
what do-
bullshit.
what do you-
There's
what-
no
What
secrets
are you
here.
doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's bullshit. Even if you're perfectly faithful, you won't mind the attention.
I go out
and again, is that
gym
a
shorts and a
form?
fucking t-shirt. Half
Yeah.
the time those t-shirts have paint on them.
Genuinely, I think dudes are able to go out and just have drinks with the boys and be entertained by the boys more so than women are. But again, that could come off as sexist. So it's not a hill I'm willing to die on.
No,
but I just feel like from my
hold on.
personal experience,
No.
I feel like I've had more nights where I've gone out with the boys and no one even tried. Don't even talk to girls.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Past something I want to talk about. It's the fucking, what do you call that? Predator and prey. Men are the predators 9 times out of 10. So you're in control. When you go out, you are in control.
You decide.
Typically.
You 100% decide.
Outside instances where, a girl might come along and start talking to you guys because you know them or whatever.
Sure, but you're not going to get taken advantage of.
No.
Yeah.
You when you're a guy, dude, 100%, you would have to somewhat go out and look for that trouble. With women, it's not how it works at all. A guy can come up to them.
It's yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. Because
it's literally as simple as yes or no.
Holes are very easy to get filled.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's yes or no. It's the girl's in total control of the situation. If she wants that to happen, it will happen. If she doesn't want it to happen, unless there's a bad situation, it won't happen.
And I mean any chick can go out with the fucking thought in their head, oh, I'm getting
dick tonight. Yeah. And you will.
And they will.
You will be successful.
Yeah.
Might take you a little bit, but depending on how you look, but you'll be fine. You'll figure it out. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy that is as far as we've gotten in society, we still can't say that out loud without people getting offended. Yeah. Women will get offended. Yeah. They will be mad about that.
It's not easier.
It's way easier. It's way easier.
Way easier.
It's not even a thing. If you're a single woman, you're not listening to this show whatsoever.
No,
so,
you're not.
But
Sorry.
Just as a hypothetical, if you're a single woman, go out, get dolled up, whatever, go out by yourself and just walk around one bar and ask every dude in there, do you want to fuck? And you're going to, on a worst case scenario, on a really bad fucking night, 50% are going to say, sure, right now. Stop it.
Yeah,
stop fooling yourself. And if you're a dude, go around the bar, see how well that works for you.
Yeah, seriously.
See how well that works
even
for you.
The most
don't
busted,
chat them up. Don't talk nothing.
Even
just
the
walk
most
up.
Busted chick
is more than likely going to tell you no.
Yeah, they'll turn you down. Absolutely.
Just off principle that you didn't try.
Yeah.
You just, hey, you want to fuck? You know what I mean? Unless you're a celebrity or something.
You could be the fattest, ugliest chick, and I guarantee you could easily.
You're gonna find a drunk dude.
If I put you in a room of 10 dudes,
one of them's gonna fuck you,
and one of them's at least gonna let you fucking blow them. But
now, out of this 10 dudes, are any of them black?
Oh well, that will skew the numbers. That will skew.
I mean, that will mess with the control.
I don't think there's a lot they wouldn't. There's more.
Their standards on as a whole are definitely lower.
Oh, God.
There are some black dudes I met that are real picky, but not
few and far.
Not
between.
Most of them.
Few and far between. I've met
they love those big white girls.
Literally, will
they love
fuck anything. Dude,
especially a big white girl. It's I don't know. There's something to it.
I'm not
ooh.
I'm not gonna say his last name, but this guy, dude, was a fucking character. His name was Glenn, and he was from Nassau. And he came
Bahamas?
Yeah, from the Bahamas.
Cool.
And he came to America to play college football. I never played in high school or anything like that. I don't believe.
Really?
Wrong. Yeah.
Wow.
Just big ass dude. The nicest fucking
very polite,
dude.
I'm sure.
Oh my God.
Love big white
fucking
girls.
Sweetheart. Loved Hennessy, dude. Loved
Hennessy.
Hennessy.
Oh, okay.
Talk about it at practice.
Hennessy, the liquor.
I can't wait to get some Henny, man. Oh, man. I can't mimic his voice, but that really is what he sounded like.
Yeah.
I can't. He had a slight Bahama twang, but he really did. You could tell that he hung out with a lot of Southern black people because he would talk like them, and it was really funny, bro. But he was hilarious.
Love Tennessee,
bro. So I'm telling you, Alston, this is the biggest woman I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, she was big like that.
Dog. She was at least 400 pounds.
No way.
Swear to God.
How'd she get herself to the bar?
I don't know. This wasn't at a bar.
Oh.
So I get a Snapchat video one night from who was it? I think it was my buddy Brett.
No.
And dude, it's Glenn on a couch, and she's got this big ass white. You can barely see Glenn. You really can just see the side of his face and one of his arms all the way around her. And she's sitting on his lap, and there's just no he's probably panicking because dude, holy fuck, You want to talk about a workout? Have a fucking 400-pound, 5'6" fucking fat ass white girl sit on your fucking lap. Oh my god. But anyways,
Was Glenn into it though?
Oh, super into it, dude. He was like grinning from ear to ear, and Brett was like, "Hey, yo, Glenn," and he turned and he's just smiling, dude. Had no shame.
That's
Had no
so
shame.
funny, bro. What is that?
I don't know, man.
It's
I
so
don't
funny.
know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of. She's probably gonna end up marrying a white dude, and they're always skinny guys.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
Yeah.
It's always like the really, really skinny white guys that end up with these like really big girls on like
I think that's
on
like
the rascal scooters
I
and
think
shit.
that's like a fetish thing.
It's got to be.
Yeah. I think they like being like not necessarily smaller, but like maybe less powerful.
And I'm talking big. I'm not talking like, you know, curvaceous,
not like
thick,
chubby.
any of that.
Yeah, chubby,
that's
thick.
That's
no.
all go for us white guys. We're into it. We love it. But I'm talking like, dare I say the term morbidly obese.
Yeah,
where you need a scooter to get around.
Literally,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
big. Like you're on a TV show.
Extra.
Yeah.
You're on a TV.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
I mean,
on
that's
or what was it?
1,000-pound sisters or whatever. Yeah. But like that's what I'm talking about. Is like big. It's always a black guy or a skinny guy.
I love that meme.
Where it's like rattling the fucking the song.
He gets out, just a black dude's like, yeah,
Sup,
I
girl?
expect nothing else, dude. They love those big ass white girls. Dude.
It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't get it, but do you, brothers? You're taking a load off our hands, and we appreciate it.
Quite a load. Couple loads.
But yeah, I don't know. Just that whole thing, right? The whole feminism thing. I think it's really sad. I think we're past peak American society, and it's sad because I look back.
I think it's coming back.
I don't think it can.
There's a lot. No, I think you're wrong in that aspect,
buddy. Porn, the way.
What are you talking
basically
about,
chick porn, which is like like brain porn for them to like tease them with the idea that this rich suave guy is gonna come swipe them off their feet.
Yeah, but
social media
looking at
constantly being a temptation and distraction.
Hold on.
We'd have to get rid of all that.
You gotta let me interject.
All right,
This is what I'm talking about. I think they're coming around to the point where they want to be stay at home again. I do think that is a thing. I think that whole women in the workforce thing. I think they're kind of like, fuck that. I'd rather have a guy pay my bills.
With over 50% divorce rate.
What do you mean?
We can't have a stable society when we're constantly getting divorced.
They're looking at it the wrong way
and ripping families apart.
They want to be gross and like not noble. They want to be fucking OnlyFans chicks who then. You're
saying we might be moving away from that trend.
I'm saying we're moving away from the trend of like old school-ish women who don't really want to work.
Where they want to work now?
No, I'm saying God damn it. They're getting back towards that.
Oh, okay.
So they don't want to work, but they're also
they don't want to work. They just want to show their asshole on the internet.
Yeah, they're just not. They're just gross. They like figured it halfway out. You know what I'm saying? They just need to stop being whores.
Gross. I mean, again, dude, like let me speak for the ladies for a second, okay? We were the gross whores for a long time.
We were
the gross pigs.
But we also didn't expect a woman to sweep us off our feet and
no, we didn't.
Everything.
We knew that we had to have something to offer.
Yeah.
And that's always going to stay true because that's how men operate. But it's like instinctual. But I do think we're past peak society as far as like the 40s, 50s, even into the 60s where...
Okay, you mean like actual... I'm sorry. I
marriage,
thought you were talking about...
the family structure, and all of that being so ingrained in our culture.
Yeah.
Like if you were not married by your 30s as a guy or a girl, everybody around you was like, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
I'm kind of
Are you having problems?
I thought you were talking about something.
No. Well, but I mean, it's good that we're slowly maybe getting back to where girls don't want to be...
Boss
bitch, career driven, or I'm just going to show my asshole on the internet until I'm 40. You know what I mean? It's like, it's good that we are moving away from that if we are. I'm simply saying peak society was where like the family unit was put above all else.
Sacred.
Like it was the top most sacred thing, and marriage was sacred and societally enforced. Getting divorced was not good. You were going to be looked down on. You were going to have questions asked. Your family was going to be involved. Like, it was not a good thing. Divorce was absolutely the last resort, like, to a horrible, horrible marriage.
Part of that is because
you know what I mean? You worked through shit.
We've gotten away from religion, but I think also
100%.
What blows
Shout
my
out
mind,
to fucking Christopher. You know, as a society moving further away from God, we move further and further away from morals that matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
It is wild
look how
to
it's
me
affecting us.
that with all these statistics that we have on broken homes, that people even still
They don't care. We're so selfish.
Yeah,
that's
dude, but
that's what I mean. That's what all of this is.
It's wild. Like you can just there's so many numbers on it for so many different things. Kids with anger issues are, I think, like, I don't know what the ratio would be, but 70% of kids, right, that come from broken homes of whatever means end up developing anger issues. 70% of kids,
lots of issues,
emotional issues, 70% mental issues,
where they can't be fully productive members of society.
But it's like 70% of them across the board for all of these issues that I'm talking about, like literally all of them. You are way more likely to have some sort of issues from coming from a broken home. So it's like crazy to me that people even fathom getting with someone it's probably not going to last long. Like, oh, this is not a sustainable relationship. You know right away. If you guys are fucking yelling and screaming and beating each other, you're not going to stay together.
They end up staying together longer than they should. I mean, again, too, it's like having the concernment and like the judgment of like dating somebody and not taking things so quickly either. That was another thing about society that was great. I mean, there was still people fucking, but not on like the scale that it is now, where it's like everybody. A few messages over an app and you're fucking already.
Yeah.
Like it was, there was a little bit more work. There was a little bit more, you respected it more. You know what I'm saying? Like even as a man, you respected that more. That a girl made you wait and work for it and take her on a couple dates rather than just literally messaging her and fucking her the same night you said, hey.
It would also...
Like, come on, guys.
It would also make things more worth it.
Yeah, 100%. What the fuck? I mean, again, you're going to say to yourself, this is from the guy perspective, you're going to say to yourself, Jesus Christ, I have literally known this girl for an hour and I already fucked her. How many other guys is she doing that with?
I never tried dating.
You know what I mean?
I never tried dating any girl that I could hook up with within one night.
Within a day.
I would never.
Why would you? She's doing the same thing with 100 other guys. And that's a sad fact. Like, that sucks. But you just let us know that you don't give a fuck about yourself. And clearly you don't think that sex is a special thing. You don't blink an eye at it. You just had sex with me and I've known you for an hour. Again, you're not the one for most people. Sorry. And you can fool yourself into thinking you are, but that's just not the way shit works. Guys have like a value system, and a big part of that value system is how many dudes have you been with. Again, we talked about this, but it was like, if I'd say if you're 25 and you've been with over 30 to 40 guys,
it's a line graph,
it's a problem. Dude. It's a problem.
The more bodies, the less I care. The less vested interest I have.
I'd say that's most guys. And I'd say most guys are settling at this point now, too, because now that's just the norm. Most girls you meet have probably fucked at least 50 guys by the time they're 30.
It's so easy.
It's so easy. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
just pick up the phone,
dude.
You've got 5 different fucking options that just commented on your picture alone. You don't even need the dating sites.
Tinder blew my mind because when I first did it in college, I was like halfway hopeful because like I did want to find somebody in college that like I would end up marrying. Like that was kind of
or at least have like a serious relationship with.
And that was actually part of the reason why I even went back for my 5th year at EKU after I left USF. I was like, I kind of like I've been here in Punta Gorda. I dated a couple people. Like,
go meet a nice Kentucky girl.
I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'd rather go be with someone who's never been with anybody that I know. 1, 2, doesn't have fucking kids, That would be great.
Did Frank go to
Venice.
Oh, fuck. I dropped her name.
You can say it.
Okay. So she didn't go to Charlotte.
No, she went to
so you wouldn't even know any of that. Nice. Well, she didn't.
And I want to keep it.
I don't want to talk too much about your personal, but
you can say
it.
But
you ended up nicely.
You can say
that's all I'm saying.
I
is
knew what you were about to say. So
you ended up good. You ended up nicely. You're lucky. A lot of dudes
she was a
don't.
Virgin. You can say that. That's not a big deal. Everybody knew that.
I'm just saying, she ever gets a hold of us, what the fuck are you talking about me for?
No.
All respect. All respect. I don't think you'll ever see this.
If anything, I'm gonna fucking praise it, dude.
I'm saying like lucky. Like
Extremely.
most dudes your age are out there having to fucking settle for what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a girl who's either fucked 8 guys he knows or the whole internet's seen her asshole, and it's like it sucks. But look at the marriage rates. Look at the fucking reproduction rates. Everything's going down. Dudes are shutting down.
Yeah.
And like I don't think girls have realized this yet. And people as a whole have not. Nobody's talking about this. But my whole point in saying any of this really, things are going downhill. Like guys are shutting down. Guys are literally not getting into relationships. They're literally just going on the apps, random fucking once in a while, and sticking to themselves because they don't trust. Porn.
Also,
like,
porn's played a major role in that.
Oh, for sure. And for sure, porn has played a major role in dudes just shutting down because they can get that sexual, itch or whatever just off their phone, and they're lazy, and why bother with a girl, right? But I think a lot of dudes are just not willing to settle. Like a lot of dudes are just like, dude, I don't want that. I'd rather just not be in a relationship than be with some girl who like I have to worry about cheating on me because she's so involved in social media, or she's so involved in herself, or she's got 50 fucking dudes. Like I don't want to settle for that. Like I'll date her casually or we'll fuck around. I'm not going to make her my wife. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm sorry, but that is the value system. That's the trade-off.
Dude, I have some wild. I think the worst thing I've ever seen a girl do in college. There was this really, really pretty girl. What the fuck was her name? It was Riley something. This is in college. I don't know if someone ever gets this locally. I'm not
Riley
talking
Reed?
about one. No, I can't remember her name. She was a gorgeous girl. She played a sport, I believe. I might be wrong. Maybe she was just a sorority girl. But she dated this basketball player who's a very good basketball player. Like, he was definitely going to end up, like, in the NBA. But, like, she constantly fucking cheated on him with, like, just random people. So,
sick.
Sounds
like a great gal.
She was going to hook up with one of my boys. His name was, we call him Chuck. His name was Charlie. He fucking literally looked like Prince Charming from Shrek.
Oh, good-looking
Dude
guy.
transferred in his senior year to Virginia from Stanford. Was like 6'6", 6'7", fucking just jacked. Just a fucking look like dude. I'll be gay for him, dude. Chuck, dude, you were fucking hot.
Goddamn,
He's probably
Chuck.
bald now. Join the club. So he chatted her up one night, was taking her home, and fucking one of her fellow sorority sisters catches her walking home with fucking Prince Charming in person. And she's like, oh, hey, like, who the fuck is this? Like, you have a boyfriend. Like, what are you doing?
Ooh.
She goes, oh, no, this is one of my friends. He's gay. Like, swear to God. Literally was like, and Chuck didn't know anything that was going on with this. He was like, you have a fucking boyfriend?
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking... She's like, still trying to salvage this so they can go home and fuck. And she's like, he's just walking me home. Like, we're not a thing. This is not what it looks like. And Chuck literally goes... No, this is exactly what it looks like. I'm a straight dude. I play for a football team.
I was absolutely going to bang this chick.
I was going to pipe this chick and fucking go home. I'm fucking out of here. Like,
yeah,
fuck you.
good for him.
But
most dudes would have probably
played it up.
been a
Like,
piece of shit about it. Yeah.
No, he was a really solid dude. But that's crazy. Like, I don't even think if I got caught in that scenario, roles reversed, you're just fucked. Like at some point, just own up to your shittiness.
Yeah. Well, how do you turn around and spin that to the guy? Like, oh, I'm actually cheating on my boyfriend, but it's all good. Like, I don't know. And again, most guys are cool with that, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're all shitty assholes. It's why most guys don't trust girls, because they know how many times they've been the dude on the other end. You know what I mean? It's
never been.
It's a fucking mess. And that's all I'm saying is like, I feel really bad, and like, I'm married, and hopefully I stay married. You know what I mean? That's we've talked about that a lot. It's like
scary.
Yeah, it's scary because like, you literally never know. It's a ticking time bomb. Like my wife at any point, I don't think she could, but at any point, just by judging base society, could wake up and just go, you know what? I'm not happy. Let's tear this whole thing down. And it's like,
it's always
okay.
It's
I
always
guess
a
so.
possibility.
Yeah, it's always. It's never.
It's a possibility that you could. I mean, we're not saying specifically anyone at fault. Like, it's a possibility you could do it. Technically, anyone could.
I wouldn't do it.
There's a universe where Olsen did.
There's a universe where Olsen did, I suppose. I guess, but
do you ever think of the multiverse?
You want to get into that conversation
right
now?
No.
2 hours, 20 minutes in?
Just give me your...
No, I think it's total bullshit.
In your best alternate universe, what do you think Olsen's doing right now?
Okay, so this is actually... I really love to use this example to show like how silly the multiverse theory is. I really
Give me
no.
a realistic one.
This is
Come
what.
on. If things really panned
Realistically,
out perfectly in a
Let me
in
give
an
you
alternate
realistic.
universe.
Let me give you realistic. So if there's an infinite amount
Yep.
of alternate universes where literally any combination of things is possible. What you're saying, if you are a person who believes in the multiverse, you are saying that mathematically it's actually impossible that there is not a universe right now where me and Grant are dressed as 1920s businessmen with top hats and fervently sucking each other's dicks while listening to one of those like megaphone things,
Dude,
playing fancy trumpet
This is
music.
not where this was supposed to
Mathematically, it's impossible that that's not happening right this second in your multiverse.
Instead of just
and that's
saying
how
that,
silly I think you scientists and mathematicians
more or
are
less-
that try to push this shit on the stupid fucking sheep out there that just go, oh, numbers, I guess they're right.
I
They
was
sound smart.
more or less saying.
So that's what I think about your multiverse.
in your ideal world, where like something
In my
crazy
ideal
happened,
world, yeah, that's absolutely
and
what's
things
happening
ended
right
up
now.
going really well for another Olsen. Do you don't ever think about that? Like, there's some Olsen out there that is fucking, I don't know.
I don't know. That sounds like a pretty good night, dude. In
That runs.
multiverse.
That is the Joe Rogan of that universe. He has a podcast and he just talks to fucking cool dudes.
Well, again, mathematically, if you're a person
It's
who
out
takes
there.
the multiverse seriously, mathematically, it's impossible that is not also an option.
I just because sometimes I think of mine, like when I'm having a really shitty day, I'm like, there's a Grant out there that made it to the NFL and he's a fucking 10-time Pro Bowler and his life is fantastic and he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame
Damn.
fucking,
Hell
guy.
yeah.
And
There's
then I'm just a piece of shit. And there's also a Grant.
There's also a
that's
Grant
dressed in
out there
1920s fucking attire,
That's sucking me off right
sucking
now.
a little ginger dick.
And no, in this multiverse, it's actually huge. So, but yeah, I mean, there's also a Grant out there who's rimming homeless dudes for crack.
There is.
I don't
ever
things
think- I don't ever
things
think
didn't work
about-
out great for that
Never
Grant.
think about that Grant.
Yeah.
I don't ever think about that Grant.
Yeah, he's having a rough go of it. But that's what I mean about the multiverse
It's just
thing.
so
because,
ridiculous.
No, I remember I had like a heated debate with like this dude at work who was like all like just he was atheist. He didn't all science, and then he started talking about the multiverse, and he's like, "Oh, well, it's all a simulation in the multiverse." And I'm like, "Okay, let me spin this for you." And that's what I said in front of a group of people that there's a universe somewhere where me and you right now are dressed in 1920s top hats, sucking each other's dicks right now, doing the exact same thing. He's like, "You're being fucking ridiculous," and I was like, "That's not ridiculous. It's mathematically impossible that that's not happening. You just said infinite." Infinite is any possibility of anything, everything, all the time, at any point. I was like, you're fucking ridiculous to even believe something so stupid.
You're picking and
He's like,
choosing.
you're a fucking child. You're a fucking idiot. You're a child. And he got like so offended.
What's up with atheists?
And I'm like, oh, so it only works with your sophisticated view of things,
they
right?
think they're such hot shit,
But really, and again, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong about a hypothetical thing that doesn't exist. When you use the word infinite, I instantly lose respect.
But seriously, why do atheist people think they're so much better and so much smarter than people who actually believe in a religion? It's just crazy to me.
Well, atheism is a religion.
Yeah, but why can't they just shut the fuck up about it?
Well,
because
they think they're right. They think they figured out the secret.
I don't mean a Jewish person go, oh well,
actually you're wrong.
I'm Christian and everything you believe is wrong. You should be like me.
I would tell a Jewish person, like a practicing Jew, now not a.
Why are we going down? You don't need to go down this road.
No,
I was just making a point.
I just think that it's important that you make that distinction. That a practicing Jewish person who practices the religion of Judaism, reads the Talmud, and still reads the Torah and like the original books of the Old Testament. Not all of them, by the way. They don't read all of them. They only read like the Torah and a couple of them.
The ones that
I don't know why they're picking through
the
them.
ones that don't mention
But-
fucking little kids.
That's the Talmud.
Exactly.
But I would just say to those people, obviously, if you're culturally Jewish but not really involved in the religion, then you're not a part of this. But if you're a religiously Jewish person, I would just tell you that maybe like only 60% of what you believe is wrong. And I would also tell you, good job, you're one of God's chosen people.
Regardless,
I would have respect for you in that aspect.
That's not even who I'm coming after. I'm coming after fucking atheist people. Why, like, I don't understand.
Well, why did you bring Jews into this?
I was using it as an example.
I feel like a lot of Jews are also atheists.
You have beef with the JOOs.
I have some beef with some JOOs, for sure.
So what I'm saying is,
But not all.
why do what makes like I've never even met a Muslim person who told me I was an idiot for being Christian, and I've met a couple of them. They're actually
Oh, they didn't tell you
really
to your
nice
face?
people. No, maybe they thought it. Maybe
They
oh, this fucking white
absolutely thought it.
dude. But
Make no mistake,
you
Christians.
really?
Muslims
'Cause-
hate you.
oh,
I've been
okay.
seeing a lot of this on. I need to address this.
oh my
I need to
God.
address this.
You're going down.
I need to
way
address
too,
this.
You're spiraling,
Buddy,
You're spiraling.
I've seen this on
Spiraling.
social media so much lately with the whole Jewish thing about Israel and like all the now the beef with Muslims that they're having and stuff like that. Well, I mean, obviously with Palestine, but I
Had
just mean
a
like
beef.
it's been a beef nonstop.
Okay.
Actually, we don't need to go
Let's
there.
go down the road. Come on.
I'm just saying I have seen, so I'll look at the comments, and then in the comments I see like Jewish and Muslim people arguing, and a lot of Christian people hopping in there and like taking the side of Muslims. And then Muslims also like, oh, well, Jesus was a prophet. And then Jewish people are going, or Christian people are like all stoked about it. Oh, look, see, they acknowledge Jesus. No, they just stop. They hate you. They fucking hate you.
You're an infidel.
Jews fucking hate you. Muslims fucking hate you. Muslims hate Jews, and Jews hates Muslims. Stop it. There's not a world where we ever get along, because as soon as you get rid of one, we're going to start beefing with each other. Stop. We need the trifecta. We need the three. It's a buffer.
It's like
it's
the
a
spider.
buffer.
It's the Spider-Man meme.
Really? Yeah. We're all at a Mexican standoff, and we're keeping each other in check. Once you take out one, it's only the two left to beef with each other, and one will win. Like, stop it. Stop.
Two
I
is a
just wanted to
duel,
put that
three
out
is
there.
company.
I have seen it so fucking much where Christians are like taking Muslims' backs and Muslims are pretending to take Christians' backs. We are not anywhere close to each other. We are absolute at our core
Well,
enemies.
I'm sorry that
Stop
I brought up atheism and used a Jew as an example.
I would trust an atheist before I'd trust a Muslim.
I don't trust any of them.
Just saying. I don't trust atheists either.
I will tell you this right now. If I was in a bar somewhere and someone had to sit down next to me, I would pray that it was a Muslim over a fucking atheist person.
Well, if a Muslim
I hate-
person walked into a bar, he's probably not that Muslim.
yeah, he's probably not. But I seriously, atheist people are just they're terrible.
They're very annoying.
There's very few of them that can just keep
They
their
all
fucking
have the
mouth.
like, well,
Yes,
actually, I
exactly.
believe in science, you
Exactly.
moron.
Exactly.
You
But it
believe in
always-
some other shit that dudes told you.
It always
You have just as much faith as
it
Christians
always
do.
comes out. It
Yeah,
always
well, they
comes out
don't
with
know.
them.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying.
Oh, they have to tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they just can't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah.
Like me
Actually-
and you could talk to someone with a different fucking religious belief and not bring up Christ once.
I mean, I would, but I understand
No,
what you're
you
saying.
wouldn't.
I
Okay.
absolutely
Oh,
would.
okay. Well,
If I talk to a Muslim, then Christ is coming
If
in
you
there.
had
And they'd be like, oh, well, they were a
if
prophet.
you
I'd be like,
had-
actually, they're the one true God.
Listen, quit putting on a front. If you had an actual Muslim dude that you were super tight with, or just
I would
you know-
never be tight with a
Oh
Muslim.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude!
Look, you want the truth
You
out of me? I'll
can't
give you the truth.
even Fucking do hypotheticals.
There's not even a multiverse
You know
world.
you're autistic, right?
I might be. There's not even a multiverse world, Grant, where I'm friends with a Muslim.
Oh my god, dude.
I just want
Not
you to
even
know
in
that.
the infinite.
Not even in the infinite
You just
multiverse.
said everything's possible in the infinite.
That one's the one thing that's not possible. Me and you are sucking each other off in at least 5 of those worlds, but not with a Muslim.
And while we're doing it, we're burning their equivalent to the Bible. What is it called? You know,
The Quran.
Quran.
The Quran. The Holy Quran.
Quran.
That their prophet was forced to
Okay,
write in a
stop,
cave
dude, we
while
don't-
being attacked
Stop.
by a spirit.
Stop.
But it's the one true religion
Stop.
of God.
We already got flagged for ivermectin. Now we're
We're not going to get flagged for fucking
we're
dissing
gonna
on Muslims.
deemed-
We're just being good Christians.
now we're gonna be deemed pro-Israel. And we're gonna get taken down.
I already said I had beef with the JOOs. Don't get me started on them.
109 countries.
Don't even get me started on them, dude. 109 countries, guys.
Oh my god.
I won't go that deep, and we definitely won't go that deep on anything because we're about capped out at time. And actually,
Phone's probably dead.
it probably might be dead. So all of this might have just not even been a conversation. Well,
Well-
we should end it before it dies because it will be dying very soon.
Well, I think this went perfectly fine.
Yeah, we're good, bro. We do our thing. Like I said, we're gonna have some structured ones here and there.
I don't know if I want to. I like jibber jabbering.
Every now and then's good. Like next week, like we said, next episode, we're gonna do like the gun thing and probably talk about that for a while. Yeah, and just like maybe even talk about different scenarios, situations that could happen, type things. Like, you know what I mean? A little bit more structure, and then just fucking put the guns to the side and jibber jabber.
So I
love jibber jabbering.
30 minute. We'll do 30 minutes.
Yeah, whatever. As long as we take and then we get bored of that and we switch to the next thing.
Break down AR-15 in fucking 10 seconds. It's not very complicated.
Maybe. I haven't broken down one in a while.
That's the thing that I try to tell people is like once you learn how guns operate, like everything's gas operated nowadays.
Yeah,
like it's
all major ones.
Yeah.
See, but I wouldn't know shit about like a bullpup or something like that. How to break that down? How the hell do you even get the bolt out of a bullpup?
If you fucked with it for 10 minutes, I'm sure
probably
you
figure it out. Yeah,
it's not that complicated.
That actually used to be one of my favorite things. Because when I got a new gun, I'd hit YouTube and like figure out how to watch the video on how to break it down completely.
This is the thing, like the AUG and the fucking Tavor, they all look like alien guns, and then you figure it out, and it's literally
they're all probably pretty similar.
Well, they all have the same thing. It's a force being generated by the bullet being fired, propelling the fucking bolt carrier to go back.
I think my buddy's actually about to buy an MDR, the Desert Tech MDR.
He's a queer.
He's a little bit of a queer, and he knows that. He watches this.
Good.
But I think, I've tried to talk him into
MDR is gay, and you buying an MDR does not make you cool.
I've tried to talk him into
we
an
all
AR
went through
just
our
because
phases.
the way I'll tell people
ergonomically they're retarded.
Ergonomically, they seem comfortable.
No.
And I think his main motivation,
you having to lift up the whole goddamn gun to put in another fucking you
don't have to lift it up.
You can tilt it to the side.
Well, you could say you could do the same thing for an AR.
An AR, the mag's in front of you. You can press one button, drop, while still having the gun pointed down range.
Yeah, you could do the same thing with your...
You know what? When your buddy gets his MDR,
I'm just saying,
we'll do some mag changes and see who can reload faster.
Well, he would need to work with it as much as we've worked with an AR.
You could just even give it to you and let you borrow it,
control.
And then you could practice with it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you one of the
We don't have to go down this rabbit hole.
I'll tell you what's probably an MDR or any of those bullpups is probably a way smoother mag transition than a fucking AK.
100%.
AK has been around forever, and we still haven't figured out how to just...
If your main operating system is an AK, you're a fucking idiot. It's 1940s technology.
I mean, I guess, I agree with you. I think AKs are a good system.
I'll reload faster than you, and I'm not even trained.
AKs are rough. AKs are rough because you've got to rock the fucking mag, and then you've got to rock the mag out. Then you've got to rock it back in to seat it, and then you've got to flip it and hit the
So here's my question. How many times have you went to load an AK and you fucked up the mag, even knowing how it works?
A lot.
Countless.
A lot.
Yeah.
I got pretty smooth there for a while when I was running one, like all the time. I got pretty smooth, but still, it's never...
Put yourself in a
It's rough. Exactly. Put yourself...
scenario.
Yeah. Put yourself in a panicked fucking, like you're on the ground, like trying to fucking hide from just rounds going over your head. Yeah. I've never been in that situation.
Were you going to say hide from Jews?
Do you think that there's a world... Do you think that there's a multiverse world that exists that the Jews would be
Jewish people.
able to be violent and take us over? Get the fuck out of here.
Too easy.
The Jews take over from subversion. And folks, we'll talk about that.
Are you saying they're sneaky?
No. Cuz they're not, cuz we all know that they're doing it. But the Jews take over with a method called subversion.
Come on.
They take over a country's economy and buy up all the businesses and resources. And then they sell that back to you at a elevated price. And then they keep that money.
End of anti-Semitic rant.
That's not anti-Semitic.
All right.
That's factual.
Okay.
Open your history books, folks. Stop it. Stop being idiots.
I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man. But yeah, so, I talked a little bit of shit about the Muslims. I just had to, give a little shit back to the JOOs.
Listen, I actually appreciate that because, like I said,
I'm keeping it fair.
Well, if we rip on just the Muslims,
then we look like fucking... What is that? Anti-Islamic? What is the word for that?
Islamophobic.
Islamophobic. So why don't they say Jewophobic?
Because you're not even supposed to really say the word Jew.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, dude, it used to be super frowned upon.
What? When?
Dude, you can't say
Jew.
You called him a Jew?
What else do you call them?
Oh my God.
They call themselves Jews.
You called him a Jew?
Hold on. Where did you hear that from?
He's Jewish. You can't call him a Jew. A Jew is a slang term.
For a Jewish person.
It's the equivalent to saying spick or.
Oh,
you thought.
Now see,
You thought.
but see, that one's bad. That's not a.
That one's real.
No.
It's all
There's
gibberish,
other
Austin.
words.
Austin, it's all gibberish. You're talking about
Yeah,
kite?
Yeah,
With a
flying a kite.
Flying
Yeah.
a kite?
No, see, that one's bad. That one's mean, and I don't know why.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. It's got to be some kind of a
How
Yiddish
did I not
word.
bring that up in the fucking that's that
I feel like
one's
you never hear it.
That one's an enigma.
You never hear it. You never hear it.
There's that word again.
What? Enigma? No, but you just never hear it. You never ever hear it. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like maybe twice in my whole life
It's probably
have I
prevalent.
heard someone say that.
It's probably prevalent in New York, or like an area where there's a lot of Jewish people.
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like they say Jews too. There's goddamn Jews
I just
everywhere.
remember that
You know what I mean? I just don't.
I just remember learning that at some point. In my
Oh,
life.
Shane Gillis. You know what's a good one? A good one for Jews that we can say?
What's that?
Tightwads.
Tightwads.
Yeah. Just call them tightwads.
Really?
Yeah, I like it a lot. He's like, please cancel me for calling my new agent a tightwad because he's Jewish. He's like, yeah, my tightwad agent. You know, it's just funny. I think it's very funny because it's not like it's the implication, but it's
so,
not like me.
So stupid.
Oh yeah, love that guy so much.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, let's wrap this up.
This has been Brackish Bandits, episode 6.
Episode 6 already.
Ep 6.
Hope the phone's still alive.
It's probably dead. We're probably talking to nothing.
We're talking to
but
ourselves.
if it isn't,
We're talking into the void.
thank you for stopping by and watching our podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
And comment. Get in those comments, man. We want to see some interaction. I want to be roasted. I need
Or
motivation.
also, say something.
I'm tired of not being called fat.
Argue with us even, because I will literally print these out, bring it to the next episode, and we'll just rip on you.
Oh,
for
dude.
like hours.
Yeah. Shout outs to anybody who comments for
Yeah,
real.
absolutely.
We'll print them out. Dude, that actually would be
Yeah,
very funny.
dude. I'm a petty.
Okay, first of all, Pussy Destroyer 69. Fuck you, dude.
You're
okay?
fucking-
I'm
you're
not
fucking
that
queer.
fucking fat, and my beard is fine.
My beard is
I
not
would-
thin.
My beard is not thin, dude. Yeah. I would fucking love that so much.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, we would absolutely do that. So get in those comments. Love any of all of you that actually take the time to watch this. We appreciate you so much.
Christ is Lord.
Christ is King.